Welcome back to the Pals podcast. I'm your co-host, Ricky Liordi.
And I'm Danielle Galarno.
And Danny, why don't you start off this week? I feel like my stuff I'll talk about will be a little bit longer than yours. So what happened in your life this week? Went to the cottage.
When was the last time we actually did an intro?
Last week. Jesse and Devin.
What would we talk about?
Whatever we did that week. I talked about how I was in a bad mood and I didn't want to do anything.
Oh, right,
and
right.
How you were
right. I had a great week again. Went to the cottage. First time of the summer. There was like 19 of us up, so it was a lot of fun.
That's so many people. Do you have your own beds up there?
You know what's really funny? Yeah, we do. But
they're all singles.
Yeah.
Bunk beds.
In bunk beds still. But it's funny because my younger sister, and we joke around about this.
Shout out Sophia, 16-year-old Sophia.
She has her own room. She has my old room. Because when we were younger, we used to share rooms with our siblings.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it was me and Andrea. And then like if you had a bigger family, you got like a bit bigger room. But like you would share it with the whole family. Then as we got older, we wanted to sleep with our cousins that were the same age as us. So Sophia has her own room. Carolyn and John.
Loser!
Carolyn and John are married now. So Carolyn left Andrea. So now Andrea has her own room with 2 beds. John and Carolyn, they don't come up as often, but they're downstairs in like a bed together. Jacqueline has her own room. And
who
then
are you with?
Me, Maddie, Kat, and Allison. Allison gets top bunk. I get bottom. If me, Maddie, Kat, and if Kat and Maddie are there on the same weekend, Maddie takes top, Kat takes bottom. But if Kat's gone, Maddie takes bottom.
Okay.
So it's really funny. But there's tons of beds. It's just we love our space.
Fair enough.
And we were joking around this weekend because we were like making all the beds, like first time up, getting everything organized. So we're opening everything, putting our sheets back on. And then we have all these pillows. So like me and Maddie took like 30 minutes to pick the pillows we wanted. And like these pillows are probably like 20 years old now. We could easily bring up pillows ourselves. Like I was complaining, oh, my neck hurt. Like I need another pillow. But we just don't because we're like, oh, we have what we have and we're very grateful for it and we're happy about it. But like I could easily bring myself up a second pillow. So I'm going to do that next time.
All right.
But I had a great time. Went wake surf. We did 8 a.m. yoga. Aren't you proud? I woke up on July 1st at 8 a.m. Well,
we
7.
love that for you.
Then I went wake surfing. Swallowed the whole lake.
See, okay, over exaggeration.
No. I literally
swallowed the whole lake.
So felt like I haven't been in so long.
There's no water left in the lake because you literally.
I drank all of Lake Muskoka, guys.
So you know what the thing
My
is? My
lungs were incapacitated.
I feel like cottages, and I don't know, maybe this doesn't sound right, but I feel like cottages are only fun if you have a boat.
No. I had great time because we had the boat on Saturday, but we only did went on the boat on Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, we did it.
This is what I always say. What can you do at a cottage up north that doesn't have a boat that you can't do at a house up north?
Yes, but it's also like being down by the dock, being in the lake. Like we're swimming all the time.
Down by the pool, out in the pool.
Yeah, but it's just a different vibe. And I also feel like
I'd rather swim in a pool than a lake any day of the week.
Me too. I don't go in the lake unless someone's taller than me. I will admit I am fucked for this, but right. I am scared that if like something's gonna bite my feet, they'll bite the taller person first. Even though I know that's not true. So like I won't go in the lake. I did go in the lake though. I was sweating my ass off one day and no one wanted to go in. So I jumped in by myself and everyone was like shocked.
Oh my God.
But it's true.
Okay.
That's a fear of mine.
Teach them.
But at the same time, when I go up north, I do feel very disconnected from Toronto in so many ways, and I love it.
That's fair. I guess it's different because I never grew up with a cottage. I never grew up going to the cottage every week. So.
Literally since I was born, we've had a cottage.
It reminds you of like those feelings of when you were a kid.
But it seemed like all of us up there, like it's just like my whole family's up there.
Yeah. I remember we used to go to DB's cottage all the time, and I'm like, what are we doing here that we just can't do at my family home? And at least at my family home, everyone's got like comfortable beds. We have full cell phone reception.
Well, we have
access to better music. We have access to
music.
You don't have access to full cell phone reception. You said the cell phone reception up there is bad. You don't even have Wi-Fi.
Well, that's a choice that we've done as a cottage, but we have reception.
You said it was bad.
No, my reception's perfectly fine up there. We just don't have full Wi-Fi in the cottage.
So, but then there's also things like you can't Uber Eats anything.
Why would we need to?
I know. Let's say you forgot to bring something.
We have a grocery store 10 minutes away.
Okay, that's fair.
We can also take, like, we can drive or we can take the boat. There's also restaurants all around. You're paying like a penny and a half. So there's a Mexican restaurant out there called Tulo's. I haven't been since last summer, but like great little spot. I love it. My cousin went.
Did you do your hair today?
No.
For this episode?
No, I actually didn't shower since yesterday.
I was gonna say, look, I feel like you did your hair today. It looks nice.
No. I did my lashes.
That's what I meant.
But my cousin went up 2 weeks ago with his girlfriend, and they went to the place, and they were charging, like last year it was like $7 a taco, $8 a taco. But you're Muskoka, they can charge. Everyone's
Fair.
like has money. Like if you want a cottage in Muskoka, you have money.
It's fair.
Then there's all of us. We go there, margarita $20. So he went, and apparently they were charging now $12 for these tacos, and a side of guac was $9, and he said it was the tiniest thing. So one of the girls that they were with was like, I gotta talk to the manager, like this is insane, like this is actually like robbery. So they took the guac off the bill for them, but I'm like, it makes me not want to go because I know how expensive it is already, and I was already complaining last year. I'm like, this is just like, I'm eating literally the taco.
It's like 3 bites.
Not even, maybe 2-bite taco, and you're paying like an arm and a leg. But I love it.
Tacos right now.
I will I love Muskoka, and I
That's
stand
fair.
by it.
Okay, yeah,
You can come to the cottage once.
I'm not a cottage guy. Just unless there's a boat, I'd rather go to my parents' house. Like I know it sounds so bad.
But I also feel like when you're in Toronto or you're at your parents' house, you're not that far from the city where like, let's say you're drinking by the pool. Let's say we're all at your house drinking by the pool. We're having a great time, having a day. Comes to a point at night where it's like either we could stay or we're also just 30 minutes from the city.
No, it's 40. So
Okay.
every time we've ever drank at my parents' house, we've never gone downtown. I don't think we've ever once. So that's what I mean. My parents' house to me is basically like cottage country except without a lake
But
and
you
a
easily
boat.
could.
Yeah, but you could easily go downtown Muskoka or what's that club there or the bar there.
But it's different up there. I'm not going to the bar in Toronto and having to like, well, you are seeing tons of people.
I know. I just for me, I just unless there's a boat, I'd rather swim in a pool than a lake any day of the week. I'd rather sit by a pool than sit by a lake because again, usually that your house, your access to cold drinks and everything is so much closer because usually like cottages aren't as close to the water as the lake is or the house is. Sorry. I don't know. And then I feel like whenever you're at a cottage, maybe it's just because I haven't been to like really nice cottages. I've only been to maybe a handful. I feel like the cottages are always like, they're almost like older shacks where it's not as nice. I'd rather be in a nicer house. That's just me again. I'm a city guy.
To each their own.
Yeah,
Again,
to each their
I'm
own,
a city person, and like you could say like I love going up there, but if like you'll talk to some of my cousins, like they will leave every single weekend in Toronto and go up north because like, or they've lived up there for the summers.
That's fair.
They have a different appreciation even over me. But like I could not imagine not going up there in the summer. Like I absolutely, like I'm mad that I can't go this weekend.
Yeah,
Will I
fair.
enjoy myself in the city? 100%. But
you could still go.
for sure, it's just
You just can't go because
logistics for me right now.
You don't have Wi-Fi to work on Friday.
I just need to figure that out for myself.
That's fair.
But I just don't have time right now. So I'm like, okay, next time I'll figure it out. But I love going up.
That's fair.
And I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
Teach their own, yeah. I feel like this is a long intro, and I feel like this episode's already long.
I feel like we have long intros all the time now. But can you talk about yourself for a bit?
Yeah, okay. I don't even know because maybe I should just next week just do another. We'll do another episode just us. Anyways, I'll just quickly do it. I had my first draft, or we had our first draft for the Toronto United Pickleball Club. Really excited. We drafted our girl Hannah first. Really excited about that. She's gonna be. There's no doubt in my mind she'll be one of the top players in Canada. And I talk about this like I know everything about pickleball and I know fuck all, but
We played at the cottage this weekend.
did you? Yeah.
Everyone said I was I made too many rules.
Those
I'm like, well, these are the rules. They're like, well, like just shut up. We're just playing for fun.
That's fair.
But I was like yelling at, like I was playing as if like Frank was next to me saying like, don't step over the line. Don't do this. Like I had him in the back of my head. So shout out to Frank.
Frank doesn't listen. But yeah, so we had our draft. That was really exciting, really fun. Now that that's getting underway, I'll be talking more about the team and the league, everything throughout each episode. So I don't want to get too far into this. This upcoming weekend, I have my Ironman 70.3, so half Ironman. I'm clearly not ready for it. It's going to kick my ass. It's the one physical feat that I actually don't know if I can physically do. Because I did a mini one this weekend. So I swam a kilometer, which is half the distance. I biked 48 kilometers, which is roughly half the distance. And then it came to the run. And I felt great. The bike, I was pretty gassed towards the end of it. And I wasn't as hydrated as I should have been. And I didn't eat as much as I should have ate. So I was feeling it. The run, I ran 6 kilometers in an hour. I have to run 21.4.
Okay. toughest thing that you'll do in the near future?
Oh yeah, no questions asked.
Anyone could say this to me, but for some reason I'm like, yeah, okay, you're gonna get it done and you're gonna do well and blah 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 blah, and you're gonna be happy, because I just feel like I'm not trying to boost your ego, but I just know you're gonna do it.
But I actually, Danny, for the first time, I had to look up the limits on what's the longest you could take, because you can get disqualified by taking too long. And this is the first time I'm like, fuck, because my original goal was 6 hours, right, to finish this. And then as I started training, I'm like, hey, 6 hours is borderline impossible for me. I'm not that good. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe a feasible thing is 7. And then I did this mini one, and the swim's going to take me roughly an hour. I know that because I swam 1.5 kilometers in 40 minutes 5 years ago when I was in better shape than I'm in now.
And you've been training in a pool, not in a lake.
Which is fucking completely
I told you we could have
different.
gone to the cottage. I could have just followed you.
Yeah, I'm going to drive up 2.5 hours just to swim for an hour.
Yeah.
So there's that. The bike is going to take me, I thought I was going to get it done in 3 hours flat. This past weekend, it took me an hour and 47 minutes to do 48 kilometers. And it's more hilly in Muskoka. So it's going to take me at least 3.5 hours minimum to do the bike, maybe 4. So I'm at 5 hours already. I ran 6 kilometers in an hour, which means the run might take me 3.5 hours. The limit you can do is 8 hours, and then they stop you. It's a hard stop.
A limit?
Yeah, there's a limit on the 70.3s.
But how is
if you don't finish the swim, you have an hour and 10 minutes to finish the swim.
No, but like, how is like doing a marathon? Because this is way harder than a marathon, in my opinion.
It's completely different.
But like, you can do that in many more hours.
Well, no, some marathons have limits too. A lot of it, like physical feats, because you got to remember, roads got to open up after a certain point. So some events.
Okay, well, you
limits.
have to finish.
That's what I mean. I looked it up on the weekend. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this.
You will.
So,
I have confidence, and the water's really nice.
I know, and especially after the last couple of days, it's gonna be
really
really
hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice now. So I'm actually excited about that. But you know what makes me more nervous is when everyone's like, "You're gonna be fine. You've got this," and I'm just thinking, I'm like, if I didn't hurt my leg, no questions asked, I would have had this. Because like, you give me a month from zero, like from like nothing to train, I could probably figure it out because I'm in good shape already. But May was a disaster. We boozed all May. And then June, I boozed, and then we went to Montreal, boozed harder. Boozed for 3 days straight in Montreal. Came back, boom, injury. Didn't train for a week, gained 9 pounds in 6 days. And like, I don't know how I haven't lost it yet. I'm training so hard the last 2 weeks, and I haven't lost. I'm at 191 or something. I've lost 3 pounds in like the 10 days since my injury, since I started working out again. Anyways, yeah, so you guys will find out the next episode. I'll probably talk about it.
Let's hope he makes it, or he'll be in a bad mood again.
Oh, fuck. If I don't make it, there's no podcast for a month. No, I'm kidding. Let's talk about this episode. Sean Chase.
This one is actually a really fun episode. The first like 20 minutes, I was probably mute because I didn't know anyone they were talking about.
Yeah, we had a lot of shout outs. We took a walk down
But it was a
memory
lot
lane.
of fun, and it was a good episode, I think.
Yeah, really. So Sean, if you don't know who Sean is, if you listen to this, there's a good chance you know who Sean is. Yeah, he's a realtor now in Toronto, but he grew up in the nightlife game with like, you know, Maddie, Mickey, Ollie, Kirby, all those guys, everybody in the industry. It's such a small industry, and you see him on King West all the time. He's not so much involved in nightlife anymore. Now it's mostly just real estate. But man, we had some good stories. We took a walk down memory lane and just really had a good time. So, yeah, I don't think we need to get too much more into it. I feel like that covers it.
No, I think that's it. So.
All right, Sean, man, we love you. We appreciate you coming on, and can't wait to have you on again. And Danny, what do we say?
Let's fucking go, right?
Yeah, basically. It's just like talk loud and into the mic, and that's it.
Like this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
This is all right?
Yeah. Have you ever done a podcast or no?
I've never done a podcast.
Keep the mic up.
See?
It's a rolling start. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So what we do is we always just like sit down, turn the mics on. We just tell people like, as soon as you sit down, just grab the mic and you're on, and that's it.
Okay, cool. And this is a good distance?
Yeah, you're good, man.
All
You're
right.
good.
All right, I'm feeling
You'll
it.
see. So look over at the red lines.
Okay.
You're the bottom.
Okay.
Wait, he's the bottom, right?
He's the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
see how like mine's kind of like a little bit like more
Yeah,
up and
yeah,
down
yeah.
than yours, but yours is still good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just try and project. And we usually just cut it to like a good spot where it is to start.
Okay.
it's not-
Oh, shit. So we're on right now.
Yeah, we're rolling. Like we usually cut it at a good spot. Usually you find like a good laughing spot or a good.
Okay,
good
very
part.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So first podcast.
First podcast, man. Thank
Podcast
you for having me
virginity.
on.
Podcast
Thank you for
virginity.
having me on, man.
I remember I said that joke with like a woman once, and I was like, "Oh fuck, this is awkward." And we didn't like know her.
But I don't understand, like, why is that such like a bad thing with a woman to say?
It was kind of like virginity, sex. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
Imagine saying that to like your sister or someone.
Yeah, that'd be
Took her
fine.
Podcast virginity.
That'd be normal.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, because it's the first time.
he's just a gentleman.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it.
it.
You don't talk about. Sean,
We
glad
think
got
he's
you
a
on.
gentleman.
We had to reschedule.
Yes.
I know me and you've actually talked about, like, I feel like every time we see you, I'm like, Sean, when are we doing this? You know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
ever since you first started, I was like, man, that's so fucking cool because am I allowed to swear?
yeah, you're allowed to swear.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Everyone always asks that too.
Yeah,
That's the
so
first question.
Yeah, man, I just remember you doing it. And I was like, man, it'd be so cool because I know you've got a lot of the homies on it over
Yeah,
time.
we had Maddie on.
Yeah, you had J-Lac on.
I mean, J-Lac on.
After
Oh
you
my
had J-Lac, I
God.
was like, I gotta be on
Oh
this.
my God, we had J-Lac on way back when.
Yeah.
We had Maddie on. Who else did we have? Mickey's never come on. I've talked to Mickey a bunch of times about coming. He's like, bro, no. You know who I've actually talked to about getting on for a while? Pooplin.
Dude, absolute fucking
Man,
legend.
he
I was just
won't-
at a party with him last week.
He won't come on. And I'm like, Poops,
he'd
you
be-
gotta come on.
he'd
He's
be
like, bro, what am I
amazing.
gonna talk about? I'm like, Poops, you got so many funny stories.
Dude, that guy's the man.
Yeah,
like
it's
he's
so-
he's got the most stories for
Do you know
sure.
Pooplin? So Pooplin's been booking artists since we were,
Yeah,
like-
him and Rashid. Like
since I can remember.
and like since back in London days.
yeah.
I mean, since he's been doing the hit, like he was always consistently doing
Like,
so many artists,
100 shows a year.
Yeah, man.
every year.
Yeah,
Wait, so you were in London too?
Yeah, so that's how we met.
So that's why everyone who's been on this podcast is somehow at one point in London.
It's you know how we were saying it was a small town. So
Yeah.
like it's a small town, number one, and then when we talk about nightlife, it's a small industry, and then with all of us, we actually met in London in the nightlife industry. So we actually met when
London.
Cobra London. So I partnered up with Maddie, the guy I was talking about before.
Yeah.
You know Maddie.
And we moved to London, and I met all these guys who were running the town at the time, and we opened up this new fresh club. And listen, we started throwing jams, and we started doing the whole DJ thing. That's why Pooplin entered the chat, and Rashid.
Man,
and it's
now you're
crazy.
saying this, I remember this all because we met at Cobra London.
Yeah, we met at Cobra London.
Wait, how'd you get involved with Cobra London? Like, did you know Maddie beforehand? Or were
I
you in
knew
the
Maddie
space
for a
before?
long time. I used to actually DJ all around King Street back in the day.
What was your DJ name? Did you have one?
It
Or?
was Sean Chase,
Sean
man.
Chase.
I was, Crunch?
Yeah.
I was his opener
We had
on
Crunch
King.
on too.
Did you have Crunch?
We had Crunch on.
Shout out
twice or
Crunch,
three
man.
Times.
Crunch is my dog.
DJ Crunch. Amir, I don't even know his real name.
Yeah,
what?
Amir. Yeah.
Amir something.
Yeah.
He's a doctor too.
Yeah. So
Daytime doctor, nighttime DJ.
so I was actually promoting for a company called Dynamite Events. So Sacco, you know Sacco?
Yeah, we had Sacco.
Yeah,
on,
Sacco.
too.
So Sacco's my dog, man. Sacco and Oleg actually gave me my first shot in Toronto nightlife. I held a couple of clipboards in the day, and they really just got me into King West because I was an all ages promoter and DJ like back when I was living at home and stuff.
Wait, where's home for you?
I grew up in Markham.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Moved downtown when I was
Wait, which
18.
all ages event did you work for? Company.
Star Child, based out of Saga.
Wow.
Yeah, Club 108 for
Okay, 108,
for the degenerate. Whoever's a degenerate now knows about that place for sure. So kind of got my my not my stripes, but my little experience there, and then ran into Maddie at Century Room. And
The original Century.
The original Century.
The
Room.
original Century.
And me and him kind of hit it off, and it was so funny because he was throwing this festival in the Dominican.
Okay.
And it's the first time I met Rashid. So he calls me. He's like, listen, we need a couple openers for, I think it was Kim Faye and Max Vangeli.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, cool. Because at
I'm
the
in.
time, I'm
Fuck
like,
yeah.
bro, let's go. Like, I felt like I was fucking touring. And we kind of just hit it off since then, man. And of course, like, Rashid's my bro. We've done a lot of stuff. But we really all came together with Cobra because I was promoting it in Toronto before having the opportunity to buy in. And then, Maddie just hit me up and said, yo, I'm going back to where it all started. And I got this spot, 29 Park.
Yeah.
And let's go fuck up the DJ scene. So
Man, it's
that's kind of how it started.
That's actually wild because I remember Maddie called me, and this would have been like early summer, ending third year, about to head into fourth year. And he called me, and like me and Maddie were always friends, like just through the space, but like we were never like homies where he's like calling me. It's always like,
Right.
hey, I need you to work this event. Hey, what's your rate? Blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we always worked out. We did New Year's with Maddie, I don't know, probably like 5 years in a row.
The Avicii?
So we did the Avicii, but that wasn't with Maddie.
Okay, right.
We did the, I've done, it was on King Street. Cheval?
Oh, yeah, of
I've done
course.
Cheval. What was the little small one in the basement? Beside where the Shoppers is, beside Cobra.
Atelier.
Atelier.
That spot is, if you want to know what nightlife should have been, it should have been that spot. So shout out again.
I'm
to
too young
Maddie.
for all of this.
Yeah,
Way too young.
that spot was ahead of its
Listen to
time.
this.
Like,
so we met Maddie through Andrew Moretti.
Yeah.
First year, we were 18. Me and Alex Moretti.
yeah,
We met Maddie through Andrew. We started working Barking Frog. We're still kind of under like Andrew and Maddie, whatever.
yeah.
So then in our first year, we're not even 19. We were 19. We were 20. So Andrew sets it up through Maddie. And he's like, how many tickets do you guys think you can sell? We're like, I don't know, like 200, 250 between the two of us. So he's like, I got this perfect spot at Tilly. I'll give you the whole venue. And we're like, we have our own venue for New Year's Eve? Or maybe, no, sorry, this was second year. So we're definitely all 19 because it was going into second year. He's like, how many tickets can you sell? We're like, at least 250. He's like, I'll give you the whole venue. It really actually fits like 150.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Smaller than Lost and Found.
Yeah.
It's like Lost and Found kind of vibe.
Yeah, it is,
It's
totally.
really nice looking. It was in the basement too. And he gave us basically our own venue. He's like, tickets are like $40. You get to keep like $20 or something. And we're like,
and you just smashed
20
it
times
out
250.
the gate.
Are you
Like,
kidding
just,
us? We're gonna make some fucking heavy money.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were so jazzed up. We ended up selling every table, everything. I remember the manager called like a week before. He's like, how many tickets you got left? We're like, oh, we're done. He's like, wait, what? He's like, why didn't you bring in the money? We're like, oh, we thought we'd bring it in the day of. We bring in the money. He's like, no, like we do check-ins. Like you're supposed to let us know. I was like, oh, they're gone. He's like, how many tables? We're like, all of them. Like, you don't think you should tell us that?
Holy
we're like,
shit.
We figured there was going to be a meeting. Like, we're meeting this week. He's like, meeting was an update, not like, hey, you're sold out. Like, what about our friends? We're like, oh shit, well, I don't know. You figure that out.
Yeah.
And they're selling 250 tickets. Sold out Atelier. The next year we did Cheval. Sold out Cheval. Then I think we did Cinema in Liberty.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Year.
of
It was
course.
like Benny Benassi was DJing or something.
Right.
But yeah, we did a whole bunch of stuff. So that summer, Maddie calls me and he's just like, hey man, like where your Friday nights? And I was like, we might go back to Up on Carling. We don't know. Like,
Yeah.
this is when Up on Carling was starting to die down a little
Right,
bit.
right. I heard, yeah.
So he's like, I got this new venue, and we did Cobra Toronto the summer before or something. He's
Right.
like, I'm opening up Cobra London. We're like,
Yeah.
fucking say less. He's like, you and Alex can have it. I'm gonna bring Ollie on.
Yeah.
That's when me and Ollie became boys.
Oh,
too.
no way.
And I can't. We were always like friends. We were always in space, but that's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we really became boys.
Yeah.
And Ollie's been on the podcast too. Fuck, honestly, like literally
That's
everybody
how,
from
like,
London.
everyone from London.
Everyone from London's been on the pod. So he's like, you guys, you'll be the Toronto crowd. Ollie's the London crowd. We need a house DJ. Who do you want? I was like, we got Georgie.
George, yes, sir.
We got Georgie.
Jahambi.
Yeah,
My man.
And
Yo.
the best part is the first flyer, like the launching flyer, they spelled his name with an I instead of an E. And George was
And he walked out, and then Laz came in.
No, Laz came in when the certain nights where George couldn't, or Laz used to open for George.
That's
and then
what it was. That's
when
what it
George
was.
left,
Yes.
Laz took over.
Yeah.
Laz
That was
E.
it. That was it.
But yeah, we ended up. He called me. He's like, "Hey, we agreed on a raise. Like, I'm gonna pay you guys well. I'll give you 3 bottles, like 20 comp drink
Yeah.
tickets." We're like, "Fuck yeah!" And we get to promote the hottest new club and thing.
Yeah.
And the best. I've told this on the pod. Remember, I don't think you've heard this one, but the Thanksgiving Friday.
Right.
So all Toronto people go back home on the Thursday night, right? Because Friday's
Yeah.
like a joke for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So everyone either goes home Thursday night or Friday right when they're done school. So the whole Toronto crowd's gone. So Ollie has all his London friends coming back to town. So I'm like, Ollie, like, yo, like, I don't got much coming in. Like, how you doing? Like, bro, I'm slammed. Like, Sunday James, Ryan Marciano. I'm like, I don't even know who Sunday James and Ryan Marciano are.
Right.
And I'm talking so fast right now. I don't even care.
You're getting hyped
Like, you're,
up.
like, fired
bringing
up
it back
right now.
to the lights, man.
Well, Danny, I also noticed you've turned my volume down or something because I'm way louder than this normally.
It's not. I
Anyways.
haven't changed the settings, but
Right.
you are low.
Sean's in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
are
I'm in the middle.
You're in the
Okay.
middle.
You're in the middle. You're good.
I was sitting there
Something's
tripping.
wrong with
your
Ricky.
volume-
I'm like,
Here.
fuck, man.
So-
All right, cool.
So we end up, Ollie's like, I got to smash. We're like, all right, cool. So we get there, and I know nothing about Sunday James, Ryan Marciano, and they still, to this day, that was the best night I'd had at Cobra London because they fucking absolutely tore the roof off. the place. And then the best part is Ollie hosted an AP at
his fucking
Club
place.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
and we all
man.
went back, and it was
Dude.
just absolutely wild.
Dude, nuts.
Best night at Cobra. Ever.
Insane. And like I felt that crew, which like half of them have already been on the
Yeah.
pod. We
That's what I was saying.
literally
You were the missing puzzles. Like, have we not had Sean on?
Yeah, man. I mean, literally we all went to that town. I mean, this is before I think the DJ craze really broke. Like even like
This is like
this is right
that
before.
they're right at the start. No, because Do you know when it was? And so we were the first ones to book Avicii. Like me and Alex were.
It was at Mansion. Right,
So
I remember that.
I didn't know. We didn't know how to book a DJ. Like we're like, okay, well, like Poopin was doing it, and that we weren't boys with Poopin yet.
Okay.
We knew Rashid was doing it. Okay, these other people are doing it. How hard can it fucking be? I
Yeah.
googled it, how to book Avicii. I got Spin or whatever agency he was with.
With that crazy manager.
So
yeah.
then
yeah,
I just
yeah,
DM'd. I didn't DM. I sent them a cold email. I'm like, hey, I want to book it. Like, what do I got to do? Literally, it was something stupid like that. Like, okay. Submit your bid, and I'm like, what's a DJ cost? I'm like, there's $5,000. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
$5,000 work for you? He's like, oh, you should go with 10. I was like, oh, I can't afford that. Like, they're like, okay, can we meet in the middle? I was like, yeah, $7,000 works. So we paid $7,000. I kid you not, I made a spreadsheet for the event, like on our costs. I'm like, DJ, $7,000. Ticket sales, we're gonna sell whatever, $500 or $20. I'm like,
Yeah.
perfect. We're gonna sell. We're gonna do 500 tickets, $20. We're gonna have $10,000. Our DJ costs $7,000. We're gonna make $1,500. Me and Alex each. Just a great day. We're gonna have so much fun.
Fucking great day.
Liddy, we didn't know travel. We didn't know the fucking you gotta pay. Like we
Yo,
should've thought of
everything.
hotel,
Everything,
the fucking
though.
rider, then printing tickets cost money. Like all these other things. Me and Alex made I think like $50 each, and we literally me and Alex sold 500 hard copy tickets. I think Tony Ayala sold like maybe 50 or something.
Right.
But
yeah.
we sold 500 hard copy tickets and sold the place out. And it was like one of the craziest, wildest nights ever. Like the music cut out like 4 fucking times.
Yeah. I remember.
Because like someone
man.
kept stepping on the cord in the corner or something. It was a nightmare. But yeah, so that was 2010 maybe. And then from that moment, at least for us, that's when we noticed like just blew up.
It just blew up.
Like, I remember Avicii got booked like the next year for like $20,000. And we're like, what
and
the
I
fuck?
think it blew up. Like London was so instrumental
In Canada, for sure.
Canada in blowing all of these
Like
these
and
people
Ink
up.
too. Ink was a big part of it. Like
Ink
Ink
was
was doing, like
huge.
Labor of Love and shit.
Oh
like,
man, they were doing their thing
Decadence.
out here for nobody will ever take away like the gov, like and everything that came from that. But I mean the I suppose the college appreciation.
Oh, London.
And the culture. I think that the culture that was brought into Canada, I think it really came from, like, honestly, I would say the mecca of college electronic music support and appreciation has to be London, Ontario.
No question.
It has
and
to
you
be.
know what? We'll say this. I think a close second should be like either the Kitchener-Waterloo area or that Guelph area.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
they threw some like Rob Citrullo.
I was
back
gonna,
in the day,
dude,
like,
100%.
Rob
Citrullo did
Citrullo
it.
threw some Ragers too, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And you know the best part is any DJ that got booked at one of them got booked at all 4.
All 4. It was
And
a
it's
tour.
like there was no what's the distance clause called?
It's like something.
like
You
the
can't go too close to
You
the
can't
next
go to this,
venue.
like, it didn't matter
XXX.
because during school season. So Dan, you would have seen like the later half of this because you're a little bit. I guess
I'm
you're
5 years younger than you.
Yeah, so you're kind of like when we were gone, you were
Oh
just
shoot!
starting.
So
yeah.
what? You're 15 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
There we
Say it
go.
like that.
No, 10.
I was fucking around.
I was gonna say, I was like,
It was supposed to be a compliment, low end, but yeah.
So when they used to do, it was like whatever Labor of Love was or whatever Decadence, whatever the big show in Toronto was on a Saturday night, it'd be like Thursday was London. They come to Toronto. Thursday was London, Friday was Guelph, Saturday was Toronto, Sunday was Kingston.
Yeah.
And then they move on to like Montreal.
Yeah.
But it's like now you don't see that happen as much anymore.
No.
It's like they play Toronto, or if you're not big enough to sell in
Yeah.
Toronto, you'll play like Budweiser Gardens or
Yeah.
something, or you'll do one of these other. Now it's like before it was crazy. Like I remember watching Alesso in 3 different cities, like back to back days.
Yeah.
Like a fucking.
But
crazy.
I think back then they were still DJs instead of like massive stars. Like
Yeah,
now
it
they're
was different.
stars.
Now,
Like,
now.
it's changed.
And there's guys
it's
like
crazy.
you know, like
Oh, like
Chainsmokers
I
is
saw
a big part.
Chainsmokers in London.
Yeah.
Actually, like, so for me, it was Gatsby's.
right.
Yeah.
So it was like I don't know, like Rouge when it was.
Rouge was-
It was Rouge when
Yeah,
it was there.
yeah.
Before Rouge.
But I saw there on a Wednesday night. It was Chainsmokers.
What was it before Rouge?
It became something after Gatsby's too.
I was only there. I remember when it was Rouge. Corey Littman was running
Corey
it.
Littman, yeah.
Like I mean,
never
again,
had-
look at the.
So
music,
we never had Corey on the pod actually.
You got to get Corey on the pod.
Do you know
I mean,
what?
that's
we,
for sure.
Originally, we were gonna do it during COVID, and something happened, and we never ended up doing them. You know what? I'm gonna actually reach out. Next time he's in Toronto, I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah, man. I mean,
But
what?
okay, so what were you saying? So you had Gatsby's?
Well, no, Gatsby's is where I saw Chainsmokers. Like I remember it's like a Wednesday night, but then we also had like the start of like Loud Luxury.
Yeah,
because
you
Andrew
did.
was playing at Steve's.
Yeah.
And Joe used to
Joe
play
used
at
to play
Cobra London.
everywhere. Joe used to play everywhere.
So he would actually, you know, shout out Joe. He used to sell the fuck out of a lot of our shows.
Joe, out of all the local DJs, hands down, sold the most because he also did his radio show.
Yeah,
too.
man.
Man,
Dude,
it's
like people
wild.
don't get how much those guys grinded. Like
Hey,
they
you know,
fucking
everyone just sees
grinded.
like the body.
Yeah, they see
body and arm.
Yeah, they
Nobody
do.
remembers like Joe's been DJing
Yeah,
more pre-body than post-body.
yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Body came out in what, 2015? So it's been out for 8 years now.
Yeah.
So they've been
Yeah.
you know, famous for 8 years. But you remember, Joe was DJing when I got to Western.
Yeah.
So I got to Western in 08. Joe was already like, Joe Keep the Pace was a thing. Like
it's just
Seats.
it's
He played
it's crazy
everywhere, too.
It's crazy. It's just crazy to see like how many people and the connection like between you have the music side, like you know you got obviously like Corey, you got Wild Luxury, you got all these guys, and then
Mark Russell.
and then Mark Russell. You
But
have
look what he's doing now.
You have nightlife too, though. I mean, you got whether it's you know Michael Kimmel or
Well,
Maddie
yeah,
or Kirby. Oh my
Kirby.
God.
Like, fuck, we forgot.
Dude, Borno, like
Yeah, oh,
I feel like I'm just
Borno.
shouting out all my
All the-
fucking
all the
boys.
people.
These guys are my best friends in the world,
it's
but like
actually- but look how
it's
fun it
actually
is.
like that's why they're my best friends because
Yeah.
we've been in love with this
Man.
culture and this
and the
scene
music,
forever.
nightlife, entertainment.
You know?
And you know what? Ollie said something to me a while ago, and it's like the friends we made. It's like it was hospitality. We made so many good friends. It's like we made the more friends on the nights that weren't busy nights. You know, the
100%.
nights where you weren't slammed out through the door. Those were the nights where you became homies.
Yeah,
and I
man.
feel like we had some nights at Up on Carlin that were dead.
Yeah.
That were dead, and me and Ollie fucking shook it. Do you want to know one of the Danny? And again, this is like a walk
And now
to
we're just
remember for-
yeah,
now
we're just having a
reminiscing,
fucking
right?
moment right now.
But this is good for Danny. So we threw a party once at Up on Carlin,
Right.
And I forget what it was called.
So wait, where was that?
So Up on Carlin, do you know where Laser Tag is? Remember Laser Tag, like just off Richmond, like past downtown, like near Budweiser Gardens or whatever that arena's called.
Oh, so in London.
Yeah, in London.
Okay, so we're talking in London
so
right
in
now.
London.
like
So
near
it's-
Okay.
Talbot Street,
Yeah.
Okay.
off Talbot.
So it
Well, I'm
was-
just thinking because
I think-
everything got replaced by something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The names, the
Up on
venue
Carlin
stayed the
was
same,
around
but
for a
everything
long
got
Long
replaced by
time,
something.
yeah.
So Up on Carlin had the nicest patio too in London by far. Just
Yeah.
could never work because of the sound and everything. Anyways, so we threw a party and we're in the heart of like late November, early December, like heart of like starting winter, exam season's about to start. We're like, we gotta throw a sick party. What are we gonna do? We're like, okay, like promo bartender day. I don't remember what it was called. We had a catchy name for it, but all the promoters bartended. So we all got our smart serves and we all bartended for an hour. So people come up to me, yeah, I need like a whatever. It's like, no, man, you're getting a vodka soda or a tequila soda. or
That's
vodka-
it. Like that's all we can
And
make.
they wouldn't even let us like ring up the tills or anything. So we had our own bartenders with us, but we just like it was, man, it was wild. It was wild. The theme parties we threw, like Tight and Bright. How many times have you been to a Tight and Bright party in London?
Dude,
Or like neon lights or
No,
something.
what was the house? There was this
The
house.
Sig House.
No, the Sig House was fucking crazy. There was another house. Eric Enriquez and somebody else.
Jeff Whale.
I think Whale. Afrojack was there. You remember that 3-year-old?
I.
You know the house?
Yeah.
Like,
I remember.
do you remember that crazy? Yeah.
After the show at London Music. Oh,
Yes.
fucking Dimitri Manuel. How did we not show
Dude.
him? You know what?
Like-
you know what, Dimitri? I love you because Dimitri fucking listens to every episode. Eh?
Oh, does he?
Dimitri's probably like our top listener.
I mean, man, there's
You
just
don't-
such a connection.
I
So
had,
many
I
people
had
from
an
there.
artist from London, Ontario on the pod, a rapper named King Cruff, like great dude. And we started talking, just how we're talking right now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Shout outs and shit. And he's like, oh yeah, like, you know, musical. I was like, you worked at musical? He's like, yeah. I was like, Dimitri, like the Manuel family in general is like one of the nicest families in, not even in London, like ever.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like,
100%.
we're like, shout out to each other. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, next time we see him, I'm like, don't. He'll text us. He listens. I released the episode. I kid you not. Like 3 hours later,
Shit.
he goes, man, appreciate the shout out. Yo, Cruff's a good dude. I was like, Dimitri, man, I fucking love you.
That's it,
Dimitri, when
man.
these hats come in, I got you. I'm gonna mail it to the London Music Hall. London Music Hall too. Back in the day, like the events that we threw there.
Epic, man.
We're
I
What
saw
was-
so many DJs at London Music
Okay,
Hall.
let's go. Favorite shows in London. Ever.
I'm
You
gonna
can
be biased.
Either one you went to or that you were part of or anything. So we'll start with Danny because she's the
No,
youngest.
no, because
Right.
I have to think right now.
Okay, so Sean, favorite show.
Opening Thursday, Cobra London, Thomas Gold.
Oh,
That's
I
I'm
still
throwing
have-
that for
Bro,
London. I'm throwing that out there.
fuck! I wish I had the photos on my phone. You know, I've got all my posters framed, signed in my parents' basement. At my
No
family
way.
home. So I have my Vici one signed. I have Thomas Gold. Afrojack wasn't Corporate London. I have Above and Beyond. I have Dancing Astronauts. I have Data Life. And like one of the guys I think died in Data Life, which is wild.
Oh,
was, like, really sick or something. So I have him.
I've seen Data Life in London.
Yeah. I have I've got about 10. I have my Chevelle New Year's Eve one, like the massive, the big poster that they used to put at the front door.
Yeah.
I've had that. When I get next time I'm at my parents, I'm gonna take a picture.
You have to, for sure.
Every time I see it, I was like, I remember that party as well. Like Thomas Gold was one of them. Sunder
Love
James,
it.
Ryan Marciano.
Crazy.
I've got so many. So Thomas Gold's yours.
Thomas,
I guess that's because you owned the. Was that your first venue you owned?
That was the first venue. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Actually, and then I actually.
Wait, so we'll go into those after. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Danny, go. Favorite event in London history.
Mine's, you can't even compare mine to what you guys are gonna say, because mine's just like a different thing.
It doesn't matter.
But that's our like my heat nights at London Music Hall.
Okay, so what heat night?
It was our friend show.
Okay, so what
we
show
basically
was
got
it?
to rent it out. Us.
I know, Danny. I've been to the Heat shows. I had friends on Heat.
Okay, so those are my favorite
which year?
nights.
No, pick one. You can only pick one.
Third and fourth. Fourth year.
Fourth year, I guess.
But my favorite night at London Music Hall would have been Gorgon City.
Oh, that's
because I had a really good night.
Oh, that
but so your favorite
great.
was your dance.
Most memorable was getting puked on at Dubs. Disgusting.
Yeah,
From the second balcony at the front, literally looked up.
Wait,
I was
no.
getting out.
Okay, let's hear the story.
Yeah, this sounds crazy.
Halloween. I'm like sitting
What
there.
venue?
London Music Hall.
Oh, this is when because when we were there was only one level.
No,
Yeah.
2 levels.
They
2
renovated,
levels.
yeah.
Oh, they put a
Second level. So there's a
holy
balcony up top.
shit.
I'm there
They
with my
needed that,
friends,
though.
standing, and I literally get down, get puked on.
Night's over.
My friend stayed. Sasha stayed. Sasha came from Toronto to come visit me. She stayed. I was like, fuck this, I'm going home to shower.
Of course.
I couldn't. I was wearing these like contacts in my eyes too, because it was like Halloween. I was like some stupid zombie.
And she got puked on and stayed.
Yeah. That was her favorite DJ.
That's
Oh,
favorite fucking DJ. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, this is not worth it for me. But whatever, it was fun.
okay. That's a good one.
I've gotten kicked out a lot.
Did you ever go to the Heat shows? Did you have any girlfriends in the
No,
Heat shows?
I never
You were
did.
friends with Carolyn Beaudry, weren't you?
Yes.
Carolyn Beaudry. That's why. So I was pretty close with Carolyn too. And
Yeah.
She dated J-Lock too.
She dated J-Lock.
She
Yes.
dated J-Lock. That's
she
why.
did.
I can't remember if it was before or after, but anyways, Carolyn Beaudry was a good friend. Nicole Gratani. You remember Nicole Gratani?
Yep. Yeah.
So all those girls, I was good friends with all of them, and
Yep.
so we used to.
I didn't know Nicole's on the dance team.
Nicole was on it for 4
It was
years.
our dance team, and we had like a partnership with Premier Life.
Okay.
So they
okay,
let us
okay.
have our like friend shows
Okay. Cool.
at Music Hall.
Okay. Cool.
And then we like
Derek Hugh.
yeah,
Right.
Derek.
I remember Derek. Yeah. I remember.
So we set
Derek.
us up. It was like there in Barking Frog, and then we'd have like the after parties.
Of course, like
Yeah.
the legend.
Hey, you know what I love about Kirk?
He bought
too?
the whole town.
I was literally just gonna say he went
Yo,
from.
he bought
one
the whole
venue-
town. He
I
bought
feel like Kirk had like a moment where he went to the. I don't want to say the dark side because Premier Life wasn't the dark side, but it was always like. It was always like a bunch of us versus Premier Life, right? Like
Yeah.
Premier Life had Jim
Yeah,
Balls, like,
yeah, yeah. I
we
think
were
back-
doing like the
yeah.
club stuff. They were doing the college stuff, and like we were going.
I
and
remember.
then Kirk switched.
Yeah, I remember.
Just fucking went dark, and he joined Premier Life. I'm like, we're all friends now.
I remember. I was used to joke when I talked to Samir. I'd be like, it's kind of like Anchorman. Like when you
Yeah.
go to London, like with the news teams. Like it'd
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
like everybody repped like a certain side,
Yeah,
and
and
it's
it's
like
like,
you're like, yo, I got this night, and it's like, yo, I got that night, and then everybody kind of just figured it out.
Yeah, and
like,
everyone had their crowds too, right?
Yeah, everyone had their
Premier Life
crowds.
had that college like cheap drink party crowd. We had the bottle service Toronto crowd. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we were same kind of crowd.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
were very
Ollie had the
similar.
London locals.
So you know what's funny? Actually, Ollie kicked me out of London Music Hall once.
How drunk were you?
It was like 4th year. I was like pissed at my friends. I was like, hey, I'm leaving the bar. Went to go meet one of my friends at Music Hall. We're back in the green room. I like don't even know who was DJing.
Right.
Could
A
not
little
tell
groupie.
you. Don't even know what happened. I was a disaster. And then I come to Toronto and I see Ollie. He's like, yeah, I just kicked you out of Music Hall. I was like, yeah, I'm normal now.
Shit.
And now he
Took
knows
a
me
rite
now.
of
And he's like,
passage.
you're not fucking normal.
That's so funny, man. What a walk down memory lane. I would say mine. I'd probably say I have 2. So Avicii Mansion, obviously, just because like that was
Yeah,
like, the
that's
first,
yours,
That was
yeah.
the first real event.
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
did,
yeah, of
like,
course.
You know, and it's just like it. Yeah. Anyways, the second one, Sunder James, Ryan Marciano at Cobra London.
Epic. That was
night,
crazy. That was
because
crazy.
I remember me and Moretti were there. We're just like, man, we have literally, we brought 6 people that night.
Yeah.
And you know the best part about Maddie, and shout out to Maddie and everybody. I guess Cam was one of the managers there too.
Yeah.
No matter if we brought 100 people, if we brought 5 people, we brought 1,000. We always got paid. Maddie never. I think he like one day where like the night was like clearly dead. I think he like fucking cut us by a little bit. Other than that, it was always our 3 bottles, our 20
Dude,
drinkers.
yeah,
like,
he's aces, man. I
yeah,
mean,
like fucking shout out. And Matt even had him on the pod too.
Yeah.
I actually saw him a couple weeks ago. But so yeah, the Sunder James Ryan Marciano. Because I remember thinking, me and Moretti were like, should we just go back home? Like we don't have anybody. Like
yeah.
this night's gonna suck. And then we talked to Ollie, and Ollie's like, no man, I'm rolling in heavy tonight. We're like, all right, Ollie, where's the pre? He's like, come to my, and me and Ollie never pre'd together because
Oh, wow.
Ollie, you had your London crowd
And you had your crowd, right.
And very rarely did we overlap.
Sure.
We were boys, but again, our crowds weren't really friends because again, we were Toronto, they were London.
Yeah.
You know, they overlap a bit, but like Tony Aiello was that overlap crew, like his crew.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay.
But we went to Ollie's pre, and Ollie's pre was like 50 fucking people. We're like,
Yeah,
where
man.
do these people come
That
from?
guy
I
was
don't know
that guy
these-
threw like Project X
Yeah,
shit.
oh yeah, especially that house.
Yeah.
And then we all went to Cobra, and Cobra was fucking slammed, and we're like, what the fuck? How is it slammed?
So it's like the same Cobra like that would have been there when I was there.
Yeah. There's only one Cobra in London.
Yeah,
No, 'cause I feel like it closed for a bit, and then it opened back up.
lasted for I think 4 years.
Which for London, for a club in London, is a lot.
Yeah, I think it was
Like,
4
what Mansion?
years.
Mansion
Okay, no,
lasted
4
on-
years, and it wouldn't have been.
No,
Yeah,
I
what
think
up?
you missed.
'Cause
So
it
there
opened the
was a
fourth
Cobra
year.
London when I was
Yeah,
there.
it's-
Oh, it's the same one.
Dan, you would have got there a year after I graduated. When I was in fourth year, it was year one.
Oh, so I was probably there for. I think maybe it was my last year, or
Yeah.
it was first year and second year,
Yeah.
or just first year.
Yeah, did the
Yeah.
place have a bunch of skulls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looked
okay,
exactly
yeah.
like Cobra.
Yeah, exactly. That
Well,
was
I
it.
just remember like one of the promoting companies that I had an affiliation with did a night there.
right.
Which company was that?
AOTC.
They came in after us. Was that Dito Nato's thing?
No, that was
Exemption.
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 Right.
This is the next gen.
No, these
Yeah,
were
I
like
think this is when
two random guys.
I
yeah,
remember
things were on
AOTC.
the
What was what
other
this happened on
side.
top of the crowd?
I couldn't even tell you. It was like
Something like
Aaron
that.
and
Something
Bray.
like that. I don't even remember
Yeah.
really.
So,
That's
it
crazy.
It was just like one night there, and I was like, okay.
Okay, so after you got back, or I guess what was after Cobra for you?
Oh man!
Fuck, that
so
was a
after
good- that was a good
Cobra,
walk down
Cobra was a
memory lane.
whirlwind. Then we had Cobra Toronto. Then obviously the game changed, and we ended up. I opened up a couple Greek spots with Maddie.
Yes,
We gave a shot at
Mr.
that.
Greek. No, not Mr. Greek.
It's
It was
all
like-
Greek,
It's all Greek.
and then that was just listen, like
for fun, yeah.
Maddie's got a million projects. I mean, if you like, he's the best ever because he's always been the hardest working guy in the room, and he just has elevated the city. And that's what I really wanted to. I love nostalgia. I could sit here and talk to you for 10 hours about.
I feel like
the
this is going to be a
past.
long podcast. Like we're we're going for it.
because
And
it's
you know what,
because there's
it's-
such a connection.
Man, and it's
Like,
not
there
like we
really
have an
is.
agenda. It's like this. Literally, we were just like, okay, wherever
Yeah.
it goes, wherever it goes.
Yeah.
And we always say this, and George actually used to always say this, like the episodes we do with our friends are always the most real.
Right.
And you try and that's why we always mix in the episodes with our friends with like musicians, because then it helps us get to like. I'm not saying these are like practice episodes, but like
Yeah.
these genuine connections you have
Yeah.
with your genuine friends. Like you hope to have those with people
With people you don't know.
But you know what?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually thankful Ricky's feeling better, because if this podcast was last week when he was
I would have
miserable,
canceled. I would have.
Oh,
he would have
shit.
canceled,
Right.
or you would have come and it would have been like a strict 45 minute to an hour
Right.
episode. You're out of here.
There you go, man.
Because
I
So
mean,
you know what?
I'm
Everything's
glad,
meant
I'm
to be.
glad.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
It's meant to
That's
be.
my guy.
Okay. So you did that. It's all Greek stuff.
So then we did that, and you know what? Then I was, I think I was like 27, 28, and
So a couple years ago, right?
yeah, and I was like, kind of figuring it out. Nightlife had kind of taken a tumble for me at the time, and again, I feel like DJ fucking Khaled because I keep shouting people out, but that's just that's just how our shit was. Like at the time, I was DJing in the city with my boy Evan Christensen, and his family was in real estate, and he I think we were in Miami at like a WMC, and he was just like, man, you should give it a shot. And I'm like, all right, like
Real estate a shot.
Real estate a shot. He's like, he got a network, let's do that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I do the courses, join his team, stay there for a while, like grinded it out. Took a while to hit my first deal, and then it kind of rolled. Like that prediction was correct. I mean, nightlife, for as fucked up as people think it makes you, it can also fucking make you, because it can give you access to so many people at their happiest and most open moments, and you can build connections with strangers a lot easier than you can when that's your intention. Like when you're like, yo, I gotta go, expand my Rolodex. Well, it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna go to the gym and meet people there, or I'm gonna cold call. If you're a realtor, it's like you're gonna hit a phone book.
Are you going to meet someone at like going for coffee better than you're going to meet someone drunk at a club? No, you're not. You're gonna have that more genuine conversation.
Facts.
When you actually are your more relaxed self.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
agree.
It just so
totally.
happens with that industry, you're more relaxed at night when you have a few drinks in
Yeah,
you. So
you
you're gonna
know?
build those real relationships.
And that's it. Like I always say, like, you know, listen, it's a sales-based business. You're not special. Like a realtor, like it's a generic position. The barrier of entry is so low. You know, it's just a couple courses, but it's all about, you know, there's like 100,000 agents or 80,000, and like all the stats, like, you know, a million. How many realtors do you know? Fucking million, right? And ultimately, it's like it's always like clients always work with their friends. It's like it's a very simple basis, like business. Sorry, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's the old school way of doing things, and you know, picking up the phone book and calling random.
The mail-in flyers that you get.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not that kind of agent, so I'm not knocking it, but like I also know a million fucking agents, like, and it's such a generic position, but it's almost always, I find a lot of the successful ones, it's all about nurturing relationships, and those come from friendships.
100%.
They come from friendships.
When you were talking, when you said earlier, I literally looked at the timestamp, the 30-minute mark, because that's one of the clips. When you're just like, you're meeting people at your happiest, and like, as much as people knock nightlife, because so many people, it's so easy to knock promoters.
Yeah.
And like, you can call them event curators, you can call them event hosts, you can call them VIP, whatever you want to call them. At the end of the day, promoters. People knock them all the time, and it's easy. It's like, that guy's 30 years old and promoting. It's like, he's not just promoting. Most of them now get it. They're building their business. They're
100%.
building their network. Because at the end of the day, you have the biggest fucking network ever. People need you to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So on a Friday, Saturday night, they need you.
Yeah.
And they really need you.
Yeah.
And then when you pull through for them and you get them into Lost and Found when fucking Drake's there, or you get them into whatever party when it's like slam, they don't forget that.
Yeah.
And most people, majority of the time, are very like appreciative and thankful.
For sure.
So they remember, it's like, oh yeah, Sean Jakes, he got me into that. He always hooked me up. Great guy.
Right.
Oh, now they know you're doing real estate. It's like, okay, well, fuck it. I can go with my mom and dad's guy, or I can go with like my third cousin, or you know what, Sean lives downtown.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. And like even for me, Kia's my realtor.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Good
And
homie
why do you
line.
use
Yeah,
Kia?
good
It's like,
homie.
I got so many other people that are realtors.
Yeah.
But Kia's like, you know what? I party with Kia all the time.
Yeah.
Like, we have a lot of mutual friends. He lived one of the buildings I was kind of looking at. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, Kia. Let's do
it. Like,
right?
you feel comfortable.
Yeah, and it's just like, again, from nightlife.
Yeah.
That's how you meet people. And it's
I'd
just
pick Sean over Kia.
There you go.
Wow. Don't worry, that has nothing to do with 75 Portland.
Kia, we had on the pod too, I think.
Kia's my dog, man. No.
Not with me.
We've had Kia on the pod.
I don't think we've had Kia on.
No?
I don't
No,
remember
we've definitely
seeing his
had-
picture.
We definitely had Kia.
Well, guess what? We're not
one of
having
the-
him on now, and he
one of-
knows why.
One of the OG episodes.
You should have Kia on, but at Ruby Soho. Because he loves that place.
Yeah.
He
so
loves
one
it.
thing, so not having the studio, and we're gonna get back to all the real stuff.
Yeah.
Not
Don't
having
worry.
the studio has been fun because it gives us places to go.
Oh, wow.
So we
yeah,
record
definitely.
here because then again we have the hearts and like it's nice.
Yeah.
The comfort of your own home is nice with friends. But Dear Lady, we record at pretty
Yeah.
often. Shout out Ollie, obviously, and that space is amazing. But it's also like, okay, like we might be doing dubs this weekend, so it's like, okay, guys, you want to do it? I think the time slots between 7 and 10 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, we can't really do Dear Lady because Parlor's gonna be a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so where the fuck are we going? I'm like,
Right.
boys, just like confirm it. I'll find a space, or you tell me a space that you want to record in, and we'll figure
If
it
it's
out.
at 8 p.m., I'm coming back for it.
Yeah, it's between the shows. So they're playing at Cabana during the day, and I think at night they're playing at Rebel.
Right.
So it'll likely be between the shows. So I just gotta figure out where. Anyway.
So is this like what is this for you? Like, I feel like because it's so important, like it's so cool that you put this effort to create this thing and you connect all these people through content and visualization.
Yeah.
But you like going back to our roots, and we're like, okay, like you came from nightlife once upon a time, right? And is this now like, is it a creative outlet for you? Like, is this
So it's two things. So
right?
it's not so much about the creative outlet anymore because now I do TikTok, right? I do the social media, I do the content creation bullshit, whatever you want to call it. So
Right,
like,
right.
I don't need this for that. But you know what this goes back to? What was one of the things you loved? Actually, maybe this is a rhetorical question. I'll answer. But what was one thing I loved about hosting events and being the promoter was
Right.
meeting new people.
Right.
Meeting cool people, doing fun shit with new people. And everyone else said, don't you get bored of going to the same place every week? It's like, no, because every week I'm meeting new people and I might be at the same place. doing the same shit,
Yeah.
but with different people.
And
every week
people miss that. People miss that.
Meet a new group of guys that end up going off and having the crazy. Next thing you know, Justin Bieber's at Lost and Found, like lip singing on the mic. Next thing you know,
Right.
You meet the fucking love of your life there. Like there's always so many different things happening. So this to me now is all about meeting cool people.
Okay, but
Right.
it all
This is my
started
goal.
off though with him and George needing a way to like actually
that's how it
commit
originally started.
and hang out and see each other once a week and
Oh,
be
so
friends.
this was like based on like bros.
on friendship,
me and
on
George
bro,
started-
Okay,
meeting
cool.
new people. Let's do something cool together.
It
Right.
wasn't even about meeting new people originally.
Yeah, but like let's do something together with a purpose and so we can hang out.
It was a New Year's resolution.
Oh, wow.
were in
That's
Florida.
amazing, though.
2019, we were in Florida, and we're talking about New Year's resolutions. Me, him, and my ex.
Right.
And I was like, like one of my New Year's resolutions, I wanted to try something new. I
Yeah.
wanted to try something new that would take me the year. Like,
Yeah.
Whether it was playing, to be honest, it was going to be playing an instrument. That was like my backup plan.
You're-
I was going to learn an instrument.
Sick.
So learn or like try something new.
Yeah.
George used to vlog, right? And like George was just getting into podcasting. I can't remember if it was my idea or his idea. We're like, oh, what about a podcast? We're like,
Right.
fuck yeah, let's do it. We'll do one a week, 52 weeks.
Right.
By the end of 52 weeks, we don't like it, we stop. If we like it, we keep going. And I think after like Jonathan Osario was our 5th episode or 6th
Holy
episode.
shit, okay.
You know, he's like a Canadian soccer.
Then you
kind
guys
of
had like
legend.
Donovan Bailey,
Yeah,
Penny
no,
Alaxiak,
yeah,
all within
man.
the first
They
like
fucking
year.
killed it.
We ended
I mean,
up just
keep
taking
killing
off,
it.
and it was a lot of fun. And during COVID, it was really good for us because real media outlets couldn't do anything in person. So
Right.
like CBC couldn't do anything in person. It was all virtual.
Yeah.
We weren't a real media outlet, but all these Olympians weren't training anymore because they couldn't, and they have to do something. So we did Penny Alexiak and Donovan Bailey, 2 like Olympic legends.
Yeah.
In our first like 6 months of the podcast. So that's what it started off as, and then that's where even me and George started to see a little bit of differences on things because he still wanted to do it like we're doing the podcast for us, and you know we have to have the right intentions. And for him, it was about having fun conversations with friends.
Sure.
And he was like, for me, it was like, okay, but I still want to meet new people. I
Yeah.
want to like, if we're doing this just to do it with our friends,
Yeah.
and if that's all it is,
Yeah.
let's just turn off the mics and just meet with our friends once a week. And
Right.
and shoot the shit. Because I always said to him, I was like, I have more fun chatting with you, like, and our friends off air. Because again, we can say whatever we want. There's certain
of
things you
course.
can't say.
Yeah.
There's been so many episodes with close friends that we've had to like not release
Yeah.
because it's
Oh,
just, like,
wow. Right.
it's either
of course.
like a trash episode or
Or
it's
just
just
like, you know, someone
too
says something
offside.
stupid, or we get too drunk, or you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And George would censor himself, especially after cast. Like when he came back, started working his family business. I would see him censor himself at times because, again, there's certain things you can't say. But
Yeah, of course.
so towards the end, we started to not see differences, but again, we wanted different things out of it. And now for me, it's strictly I do the content stuff on the side. This doesn't fulfill that creative space for me.
Got you.
This is that. I want to connect with old friends.
Yeah.
See what people are doing.
Yeah.
Meet new friends. Connect with new people. And
Yeah.
you know, we went
now
to,
you're stuck with me.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had Banks and Ranks on the podcast a couple weeks ago. They're
Shit,
like big
yeah.
producers, like they wanted Junos. We went to Montreal for F1. We ended up meeting up with them and partying with one of them.
Right.
You know, till wee hours in the morning.
Shit,
we had a
yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
You know, one of the girls we had on, Bree, Rev, she won a Juno too.
Yeah.
Me and her became really close friends.
Yeah.
And she's like an amazing person. Who else did we have that like we've hung
Well,
out
I just
with?
like I wasn't here for 12 a.m., but you still talk to them.
Oh, 12
Right.
a.m. Like another
Yeah.
singer songwriter, Bruce. Like me and him FaceTime like once a week. So there's all Devo, Devontae Smith Pelly.
Yeah.
We had Devontae Smith
Crazy.
Pelly, hockey player. We were in Montreal. He was there. We're like, yo,
Yeah.
you coming here? He's like, boom.
He like got us into like the coolest party. Me and
That
Ricky were like
we had
Right.
zero
losers.
chance of getting into it.
Oh, shit,
Maddie
there you
couldn't
go.
even get us in. Now he's like, bro, you got to ask for this person if he can't get you in like your SOL.
Yeah.
Maddie couldn't even get us in. And Devo he's like, yeah, I know the guy who owns the parking lot. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, man, don't worry. Like, I got this. We get there.
It was
we
a
wait
party in
5
a parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Peel Paddock.
Peel Paddock.
Okay,
So it was
gotcha.
just, it's like literally a tent over a parking lot,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like everyone's having such a good time. We knew so many people in there.
Yeah.
Me and Ricky are losers outside in the rain, like
Literally
gross after the
Everybody's
race.
been there.
We all
Yeah.
been there.
Everybody's been there.
And yeah, and then Devo comes in and gets us in. And that's, to me, and I'm talking a mile a minute right now. I'm going so fucking fast, but it's because we're having fun.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's about meeting cool people, making these connections, building the network.
Yeah.
Building these relationships.
Yeah.
Like, it goes back to what's in our blood. Like, we love to chat with people, love to
Yeah.
make friends, meet people. Like,
Yeah.
and not even help people, because that's what promoting was. Like, you're helping people. Yeah, we got paid to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we help people. Like, we help people.
Yeah, I
have
think
fun.
we
curate
pushed
a
the
nice-
culture. Like I feel like this is I think honestly I think that trip down memory lane is cool, and I think hopefully some people find it interesting because
fuck yeah.
it-
There was an insane amount of shout outs there.
because it was, but all those people
But I actually
are
hope they all
fucking
listen.
epic, and they're epic because they continue to push the envelope. They really do. If you all the names we name them because like they didn't just. It was never just like 3 a.m. the lights are off. It's like look where we look what those people did. Like whether it was opening one club, and turning it into 10, or whether it was, running a Thursday night and opening up a fucking, a cultural avenue, like, that takes advantage of the new technological fields, like content creation and all, you know what I mean? Like,
and look what
we didn't know anything about these things 10 years ago.
We met during that era, like everybody's doing cool shit now. Like,
Everyone's doing cool shit.
We talk about Kirk. Kirk's literally bought half of London.
Yeah, like
the Manuals are that venue is still the top producing music venue in London. You talk about guys like Ollie. Ollie's got part
man.
Now,
I mean, it's insane what he's been able to do.
Yeah, like Greenwood Steaks. Like you think about. Actually, Rashid is one person I haven't really connected with in probably a couple of years. But even last time I saw him, it was just like, you hit it off like you didn't miss a beat. You're like, bro,
it's family always, right?
Like,
but I think
Mark Russell too. Like I talked to Mark Russell.
Yeah, I mean,
what
he did, like that's
what he's doing at Live Nation. I was just with why am I going blank on the venue? The one in the East End. History.
Yeah.
What he's doing there is remarkable. Like it's changing music in Toronto right now. With like. I think they did 200 shows in their first year, something.
Yeah, it was and crazy lineups and just like
Ed Sheeran. They had Ed Sheeran
like
weeks ago. Like it's wild.
And I guess in speaking with that, I mean, there's such an importance to. I mean, I feel like everybody's such a proponent of culture. I guess like for all the experiences you have and all the people you talk to, so many people, like, and you live in the city, and you've lived in this place for a while. And you're connected socially. You're interconnected to all these places. Where do you feel the culture is right now? Like whether it's nightlife or arts or entertainment. Like where are we at post COVID? We got the generational gaps going with the Z's and the Y's and the
boomers
and the boomers and all that. You got all the sex shit.
What,
you got the politics. Where are we at? Right? Like where? Because I feel like we're homies, but it's like you're one of the guys. Like it's like yo, like what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like all the guys you mentioned, like they all know what's up. But it's like, so where do you feel we're at? Like, if that makes any sense.
No, I agree. Do you know what? Now is that interesting? So that COVID period was fucked. Like everyone was basically like, I felt like we were in a different decade.
Yeah,
that COVID.
That was weird.
2 years of COVID. But you know what? I feel like post-COVID, I feel like everybody, and I mean everybody, is really living right now.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that's not like words. That doesn't answer your question, but I believe that everybody that came out of COVID, either if they went through a hard time during COVID, they came out stronger than ever now because tough times don't last, tough people do.
100%. Yeah.
Or the people that really started something new during COVID and switched careers and transitioned into new things are thriving in their new thing. So I really feel that people are living now. And everybody I talked to recently, maybe it's because that's really loud.
Sorry, I was so hot. No, we're not closing it. I'm fucking sweating.
It's because you're wearing a fucking sweater.
Okay, but like it was
25 degrees outside.
It is hot though.
My condo's like freezing, and like I come here, and I'm like literally sweating my ass off.
So the with COVID, I feel like everyone now that is just literally living.
Yeah.
And it's wild, and everybody's having a good time. Everybody's taking advantage of every situation they're currently in.
Yeah.
I just feel like people have either changed directions, or even if they're in the similar direction, they're happier now than they were before.
Okay.
Because I think you're appreciating things more.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing even if you're doing similar things, but if you are, I feel like a lot of people are doing new things or in a new stage of their life that they didn't think they would be maybe as quickly.
Yeah.
Because I think COVID like made things a bit faster, sped things up for people. But I just think people are genuinely overall more happy in what they're doing now.
I think more appreciative too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we know that it could get taken away.
In 5 seconds.
What happened was fucked.
Like it was crazy.
We don't talk about it on the pod too often just because it's such a bad.
Yeah, I mean for sure.
But the world shut down and think about.
But I appreciate what I never thought at that age I was gonna slow down. I was 24 when it started. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is supposed to be the best years of my life.
Yeah.
And then everything just kind of shut. But then it came out of it, and I'm like, wow, I'm so happy. Things got better.
How was COVID for you? I guess because especially with real estate
honestly, it was fucking epic. It was the most successful 2 years. Not to make it about myself, but honestly, I mean, all real. It was fucked up because it hit. I remember when everybody got the first announcement, you got to stay indoors. We were all freaked out because we thought it was the movie Outbreak or something, right? But then, slowly, after the underground parties and shit, everybody got sick once in a weird way. It got to a point, I think, 2 months later where, people fucking just started buying condos. and they started fucking trading in real estate, and then summer came because I think it was like March when it happened.
March 13th or 14th.
There you go.
No, I lied. It was right after St. Patty's Day.
So
March
it was
20th.
March 13th was the official announcement,
Right.
I think, and then March 17th everything like completely shut
Right.
down.
It's like not to perpetuate like whatever, I'm sure there's people who are like, the elitist, like they all made all the money, but somebody was making fucking money during COVID. I think a lot of people were. And at least like, I was, lucky enough. I mean, to me, it would always be one of the best memories of my life. I basically like shout out, Sean Brooks and Kirby because we just got up and we're like, fuck this. Like, what I mean? He's like, all my venues are closed. I'm like, well, I can work remotely now. So I'm selling condos on my laptop, like from the beach. So
Yeah, because you couldn't see people in person.
yeah,
Everything had to be
so
virtual.
for the first time ever. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Like now, like I'm just beating the pavement every day. But we just fucked off. Like we just moved to fucking
Tulum.
Yeah, I mean, the Tulum guys were a little before me. I was still trying to work here before then. Like, I remember J-Lac and everybody. Keo went for months. Like, and, like, we all went to Miami because Miami was, like, the spot.
was bumping.
Bumping.
It's also
And
Florida. They had no rules.
yeah, and we just kind of, like, dude, we kind of went from, we started in Miami, and then we went to Bahamas, and then we were like, yo, Kirby's like, man, I just seen this sick place in Cancun. So all the rates were really low, the hotel rates. So a couple of us like moved into this all-inclusive hotel in Cancun and stayed there. So this is like mid-Jan, and now we're basing out of Cancun's like our office. Like I'm getting mail there. Like I lost my Amex. They're like sending me. They're like, "Where are you at, senor?" I'm like, "Right here." Like,
Okay, but like the best is you're not at an Airbnb.
Yeah.
You're at an all-inclusive
I'm
resort.
so everything is, dude. We're not spending any money on the day to day. So all I'm doing is trying to make money in the day and then drinking my
Can I
face
actually
off
ask
at
you a
night.
question? Did you pay like weekly or like how was?
We paid. I believe
Like-
we paid weekly. I gotta ask my boy because he was like he masterminded the whole thing. Like Kirby got it locked. And then like,
Did you get a deal for like
dude,
staying
we
there for
did.
so long?
We really did. Like we were.
It was like buy 3 rooms, get a 4th free for
like
3 weeks.
and we based there. So we based there, and we would continue to like fly into the States like as and when. So like. I remember, like, it was like February and Carbone just opened up in Miami.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, like, everybody loves Carbone, of course. And, like, I'm sitting there, like, you know what I mean, drunk. And, like, I look at Kirby. I'm like, we should try to go. So we, like, obviously everybody hits up the Rolodex. Like, who can we get a reso from? And, I mean, I failed. I dropped the ball. Brooks failed. And then Kirby's like, yo, I got us a table, 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's book the flight. So we literally, like, I don't know who we thought we were, but, like, the flights were so damn cheap.
Brooksy's so funny, too. We should have had Brooksy on the pod.
You should have Brooks on the pod for sure.
Brooksy's still mad at me that I'm not drafting him for my pickleball team.
Oh, man, we got to talk about that after, too.
We'll talk about that after.
But, yeah, long story short, man, we ended up, so we fly into Miami, and then we became, like, brothers, us three, like, for real. So at the time, I was like, man, I'm trying to get out to LA to go see some friends, and, like, I've really just been partying for 3 months. I'm just going to go to LA. So I'm like, I go to LA, and then these guys are in Miami, and I think Brooks is in fucking Mexico still. And then throughout the course of it, he's dating some girl that doesn't work out. Kirby just has too much in Miami, which is too crazy, and they both come to LA. But we didn't really know that was gonna happen. So like, I remember walking downstairs from my hotel, and Brooks is like, "Yo, where you at?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I'm at the 60. I'm in Beverly Hills. He's like, yeah, I'll be there.
You don't stay at no Holiday Inn either.
Yeah, I'll be there. Man, I was just like, he's like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, like, it was like the Three Musketeers. And we just kept bouncing around. We stayed in LA for a bit. And then, honestly, we all got drugged. We got drugged in Koreatown one night. Yeah, it was crazy. Koreatown, right? What a vibe, but we all got drugged.
I went to a karaoke bar, found out it was a brothel underneath.
Yes, I think we probably went to the same place.
Because I didn't know it was my birthday. It was August 2021. And like, LA was weird during COVID. It was very like
weird.
Canada and like Toronto.
It was very
in
like
the sense that like it was August 2021. We could fly.
Yeah.
But masks everywhere. People like places shut down at 12. Like bars weren't open late. Like very different. Still had a blast.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, we went to a Dodgers game. We're like, hey, like let's do something fun. It's my birthday. Go to karaoke. Invite some guys with us. They're like, you guys know it's a brothel underneath. We're like 3 girls, like drunk out of our minds, like had no clue about anything. We're like, hey, can someone take us home?
I mean, just craziness. So actually, from that point on, we ended up flying back to Mexico and stay there for 2 more months. at this all inclusive. So now we're into like April. So at April, I'm like, this is getting crazy now. My mom's like, where the fuck are you? Like, you left in December.
But that's the best when your mom's call. It's like, oh, like, by the way, like, are you coming home for dinner? It's like, Mom, like, I'm in Houston.
Gone,
Like,
man. And we ended it off. I'm like, bro, I got to get back to work. And I ended up flying to New York for a little bit. And then I had to do the rite of passage, which at the time meant walking the border from Buffalo to Niagara Falls. Because that was how you crossed with avoiding like all the COVID bullshit, kind of, without the quarantine and stuff. I think
yeah.
something with the land borders. I don't remember now. So did that, and then that was kind of it. And then summer was here, and summers were lit during COVID. I mean,
God, I had
park?
so much fun in the summers here.
I didn't hang out at a park once my entire life.
yeah. Like, tell me about your guys. What did you guys get up to?
I always say, and I feel so bad because I know people lost loved ones, people lost their businesses,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
lives, and like my heart goes out to them. But COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
So I just moved into this place a year before. Me and my ex had broken up right before COVID.
Yeah.
I moved back in with my parents, and I would come down here once a week just to check in on the place.
Yeah.
And then you hang out with your friends, like DB or like one of my George would come over. Like we would do little things together like once a week, and that was how we saw people, just like 2 or 3 of us. But the podcast took off during COVID again.
Yeah, I remember it was popping.
Again, nobody could do anything. Like again, real media outlets couldn't do podcasts. They couldn't do
Sure.
interviews in person. They were all doing virtual shit, and nobody enjoys it. Then we started an app. Me and my best friend started an app. I became closer with my family than ever because I was hanging out with them with nothing else to do. Like me and my dad would wake up because we were in construction, so we're still mandatory.
Yeah.
But we can't go in office, and we still need to work. So we basically all went to the office, grabbed our shit, and me and my dad set up shop on our kitchen table. So we got like an 8-person dining room, kitchen table, whatever. He's on the head of the table. I'm off to the side. We're working. Elaine's like cooking up fucking banana bread, carrot cake.
Any TikTok trend.
Yeah, any new TikTok trend. She's
on
cooking
it.
So she's there. We're all chatting. Like, again, we're all working, but you're busy, but you're not busy because you're kind of at home. So, like,
Yeah.
we're not working.
I think everything slowed down during COVID too. Just like
So
there's delays
we
on
had a home
everything.
gym. So, like, me and my mom are working out every day. We're crushing every fucking TV show that came out. Tiger King, fucking this, that. Like, heavy movie marathons. Just
Right.
And then, again, it was March, so the weather turned fairly quickly. Like, by April, it was all right. So we're going for walks every day because that was what you had to do for mental health.
It was the walking.
Right?
Yeah,
So we go
yeah.
for walks, and we just had a really, really good time. And then again, when everything opened up, I started traveling more than ever. Like
I remember you were always on
But
a trip.
In 2022, so the app ended. We shut down the app, and this is when like everything's open. You still have to wear masks, but I think in 2022 I went on like 15, 16 different vacations.
Yeah, I felt
a lot
that.
of weekend benders.
Yeah.
We went to Europe, but I took advantage of it because we didn't travel for like 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like I had 500,000 Amex points. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I think we went away like once a month for 6 months together alone.
Yeah, me
like
neither.
just weekend trips.
Right.
Just being like, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, so I
That's
hate
sick.
I hate saying it. COVID was one of the best things that ever
Yeah.
happened. I mean, like even now, you come out on the other end of it, like our business, like my day job, construction. It
Right.
was like we did well during it because we were essential. Yeah,
Yeah.
we lost a couple contracts because the jobs got canceled because we had a courthouse, for
Right.
example. We had a courthouse that was a good sized job for us. Got put on hold because of COVID. Then during COVID, all the proceedings went virtual, so they just never built the courthouse now because
Holy shit.
a lot of things went virtual.
Right.
So we lost out on, but again, that's a minor negative. Like we went digital way faster than we would have because we were forced to go digital.
Right.
We've got everything
It's
on the
blessing
cloud.
in disguise,
we've got everything
actually.
on the
Like you
cloud.
evolved.
There was so exact because we were forced to.
Yeah, gotcha.
And there was like no real growing pains, right? We
Right.
don't lose a lot of money doing this stuff. It's like, hey, we had to do it. We did it. Here we are.
Right.
So that's me, Danny. What about you?
Got laid off. Had a breakup. Got a new job.
Met a new best friend.
Moved home. Met a
Shit.
new best friend. And things are good.
Yeah.
I there was a moment, so I lived 2 months alone at the Bisha.
Okay.
My sister stayed at home. I was there by myself.
Danny was having fucking COVID parties for sure.
Yeah. At the beach.
At the
So
beach,
you were either at them or hosting. It
No,
was
so you
one
know
of the
what?
two.
I had some friends that came to say goodbye. Like when my condo was going, I'm like, hey, what am I gonna do? Sit here alone for the next year?
Right.
It's a waste. And I live with my sister. She was living at home.
Okay.
I was like, my parents have a gorgeous house. Let me just go home for the year. Well, we'll see what happens. So April 30th came along. It was basically a month and a half.
Right.
And I was alone there. I'm losing my mind too. Because my ex at the time wouldn't let me go over to the house because his roommate was nuts.
Oh shit.
I was only allowed to go over when he was asleep. And like it was like really sketchy. It was just
crazy.
It was not
You
okay.
snuck into your boyfriend's condo.
Right, crazy. At the Bisha.
No.
No, this is not the beach.
This is not the beach. So then, I'm there. I had like a couple friends come in, and then when I was leaving the place, my friends threw a party, but like they came outside, and then I was like, "Hey, just come upstairs. Like, who cares? Like, we're all friends. Like, we're all fine." Didn't care. Everyone comes up. We're moving out, and my security's like, "Oh, your sister had people over." Told on me. My whole family gets pissed at me. They're like up in arms of being like, "Oh my god, you had people over." Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, you saw on Instagram. Like, I didn't hide it.
Yeah.
But I actually, like, it forced me to slow down. I'm like a very go-go person.
Right.
I switched careers.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of like the best things that's happened. Did I love what I did before? Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything I did.
Yeah.
But I'm also happy where I am now. And yeah, things are good.
And 2022 was a good year for you guys?
Unreal.
It was unreal?
Honestly, yeah.
One of
Wow.
my favorite years.
It's
Other than 2016, because that was a good year.
20. Like literally, I was saying this the other day. So last week
Can
I
you
had
pass
a
me
bad
the
week.
wine? Do you
Yeah,
mind?
I had a bad
Oh,
week
thanks.
last week. I was
Right.
I pulled my hamstring, so I was like, really.
Shit.
You don't realize how much an injury like affects like everything about your body. And your
No,
Right.
like the worst version of
And
himself was him.
I'm doing an Ironman.
But
so-
he's so serious. Yeah, like
Yeah,
this
so I
guy's
got-
he's a fucking athlete.
So I'm
like
doing-
an
Oh,
Ironman.
stop
He's
boosting him!
not a booster, yeah.
No, his
You know what,
ego
Pat,
is
you know-
here.
you know why,
and
though?
Just race to the
You know
like,
why I'm doing that? Because this is legitimate awe because I fucking ran a half marathon that nobody thought I could do. So now I respect the guys who do the crazy
I'm not
shit.
sitting here running a marathon or doing any of that. Okay,
You ain't shit.
no, I ain't doing any of that.
You know? Like
But for someone so positive, and like we talk every day, we're best friends. Okay. I had so many birthdays, so many nights out,
Yeah.
so many things to say. And I was like, anything I said, yeah, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Right.
Ignore. So what? When I'm having a bad day, oh, you're such in a bad mood. Like, why are you being
Yeah.
like this? Yesterday,
I
you're
give
being
you-
miserable right now.
I
I'm going to
give
hang
you your
up.
Space. I give you your space.
Yeah, but sometimes you just like, don't
So
like it.
here's the reason I was in a really bad mood.
Right.
I'll get back to 20.
And he,
Yeah,
he buzzed
yeah.
his head because he was in such a bad mood.
shut the fuck up. It looks good though.
I'm not mad about it.
No, man.
So I'll tell the story. So I'm doing this Ironman, and I started training in March. And I was having a good month. I went to Vegas for 7. I went to LA for 3 days, Vegas for 7 days. So I fucked
Yeah.
with things.
Yeah.
I came back. I was getting good. Weather was shit. I'm working out. April, rain, cold, working out, doing great. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking crush it.
Like a week of
The
fun.
Ironman remind me is what? It's for swimming,
So it's a
biking.
So it's a half Ironman. So it's 2 kilometer swim, 90 kilometer bike, 21 kilometer run.
Fuck.
All 3.
Holy shit.
Any one of those individually, I could easily like.
Yeah,
accomplish,
right.
3 together, it's a little worrisome. So I started training March. I'm doing all right. April, I'm doing good. I'm down like 7 pounds. I'm feeling good. May, we had a really nice week. It was the last week of April, first week of May. It was like 5 days in a row of really nice weather.
Right?
I think I boozed 4 of those 5 days. Like, and I'm not talking like casually drinking like you are right now. Like, no, I was like at locals, shots for the table. Let's go to Ruby. See ya, parlor, upstairs to dear lady. Like,
yeah.
No fucking.
You're drinking like Sean Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when me and Sean became even closer.
There you go. Okay, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
He'll never see this. He doesn't
Yeah.
have any
No
social
socials,
media.
nothing,
Yeah.
So I was boozing, and then May was just like a bad month. I pinched a nerve in my neck, so I was like boozing more, doing this. Like all the gains I got in April, May were gone. June comes on, I'm gonna get serious. Well, then I went away back-to-back weekends in June. I'm like, when you go away, it's tough to get in a good training routine. So
Yeah.
I got back from Montreal. We went to F1 together with my family and a bunch of other people. We got back. The Monday, I'm like, I'm gonna crush this workout, crush my workout. Tuesday, I'm gonna work out. The next 3 weeks, I'm gonna drop 10 pounds. I'm gonna dial in.
Yeah.
Tuesday
It was
night-
basically like, I'll see you at the podcast, but like,
that-
we're not
like,
friends for
I'm
3
yeah.
not
weeks.
drinking. I'm
Bye,
like
have fun.
Right.
I'm dialing
Yeah.
it in. I was like,
Training.
Yeah.
it was her
Fucking
best.
training,
It was her
right.
best friend's birthday. I'm like, I'll come. I'm not drinking.
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
night, I got Shania Twain concert. I was like, and another birthday. That was my one night over 3 weeks that I was gonna drink.
Okay.
Tuesday night at baseball, like I pulled my hamstring bad. Like could not walk, couldn't sleep, I didn't take a shit for 3 days.
Oh,
So I couldn't
fuck.
sit on the toilet. It was that.
It was that bad.
Like in the middle of the night, I'd wake up throbbing. I'd have to like limp over to like the bathroom to take like T3s and shit. Like
Wow.
bad. I didn't go to work. We were supposed to golf with George the day after it happened. I was like, let me just come. Maybe I'll putt. I couldn't even putt. I lasted 3 holes. I couldn't sit on the golf cart because it was
No.
too bumpy. I had to go home.
He said I was annoying though, but I sent you cookies, and then you still got mad at the cookies.
So.
Because
ate-
fuck, now he's probably feeling like what? Like I can't move, and
I'm
now I'm
eating
gonna
like
eat
shit.
cookies. Like
I gained 9 pounds in 5 days.
shit.
I went from 185 to 194 in 5 fucking days.
Oh man, so that's just rattling
so all
your
I
head.
did was eat and I didn't move. And And I missed the birthday with all my friends, and I asked everyone, how was it? Oh, so much fun. I'm like, fuck. Okay, cool. Like, I missed another thing. I couldn't play pickleball, and I was training for a tournament. I had to pull out of the tournament. It was just like a whole bunch of things compounded to just make it like bad. I was like, you know what? I'll be fine in a week. I'm just gonna like fucking not talk to anyone, not do anything. In a week, I'll be fine. Fuck off, everyone. Everybody got the notice.
Right.
Everybody understood the job.
Yeah, that's
except one fucking person. Even my mom was
like,
leaving
give
me
me
alone.
some space.
My dad, the first day, so I didn't go. I went to work for like 2 hours on the second day it happened.
Right.
And I got back, and my dad started telling me, I was like, Dad, I love you, but just like, please fuck right off. Like, I'm agitated. I'm annoyed. Anything you say or do is just gonna bother me. Please just leave me. He goes into his room, didn't come out the rest of the night.
Oh shit.
Thank God, please. Danny FaceTimes me 4
I was
times
being okay.
In a row, FaceTimes me. I ignore it. What are you doing? Ignore it. Hey, pick up. I'm busy. Pick up. What are you doing? Honestly, I'm showering. I'm not doing anything. I just don't feel like FaceTiming right now. I'm like miserable. Anyways, I went to a stag and I got
so you still went somewhere.
It sounds like my COVID story.
So the Friday night I went to a stag.
Crazy.
So I went for like 2 hours. Again, I couldn't walk. I couldn't put on socks for 6 days.
Jesus.
I had to go to stag in Crocs and shorts. So it's a gentleman's dinner and I'm wearing fucking bright yellow Crocs.
Yeah, so your whole vibe is off.
Yeah, I'm just, when you can't I didn't shave. Like, I needed a haircut.
Women don't always get that though. Like men feel like that too.
Bro, it's just like, I was having a bad week, so I get home for the stag. It's
yeah,
like,
when I'm having a bad day, I'm still not like mean to my friends.
Right.
I was just don't talk to me. I don't want to be mean, so I'd rather just not have the opportunity to be mean. So I get home from the stag. I'm shaving my beard. I'm on one leg, and the leg's throbbing. I'm taking my fucking T3s, and I'm just like there, and my hair's just like fucking dangling in my face. I'm like, I literally didn't even think. It was like beard. Look in the mirror. Fuck it.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh fuck. Now I'm doing this.
Now you're doing
the
it.
worst part is I did half of it, but my legs started to hurt. So I'm like, I'm waiting for the T3 to kick in. So I'm just leaning on this, like standing over the fucking bathroom sink because I can't move because I'm half shaved my head and there's probably hair everywhere. So I shaved it fully. It looked terrible. So I'm like, let me go get a haircut to like try and fade it and like make it proper.
Yeah, make it legit.
Now it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
That's the reason I tell a story, because that's the first bad week I've had since the beginning of 2022.
Oh shit! Okay.
We shut down the app right before Christmas or the last week of 2021. And like that was a shitty week. Not because the app failed or we shut it down. It's just because that was the first time that I feel that I put everything I had into something,
right?
And the outcome wasn't what we expected, or not. It wasn't even close.
Right.
It's like we financially failed. We lost money.
Right.
We shut down the app. It's not like we sold it and lost money. Like at least there's like a partial good out of it. It's like the experience was great. We learned a lot, but the end result was the app failed. We lost money. Like we shut down the app and it failed.
Okay, but I knew you back then, and like even though it was a bad week, maybe internally, you didn't. Express that to people.
No, I did. I was just like, you know,
versus last week, I think this was worse. You actually expressed your hate for life.
It wasn't even that it was
to everyone.
It wasn't even that week was a bad week. It's just like, I'm like, okay, we shut down the app. This sucks. I lost a lot of money. That sucks even more. Well, what do I do with all this extra time? Like, I went out like 3 weeks in a row every fucking day because I'm like, I'm used to working 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I worked 1 full-time job. I went to the gym. I went to the gym again. What do I do for the next 6 hours? Okay, let me go to Marble and meet my party friends to go have a drink, and then okay, let me go out for dinner. Like, I was going out for dinner, eating, drinking, and then whatever. So got over that. 2022, just traveled and met amazing people.
Right.
I started this TikTok thing which got out of fucking control and like blew up.
How's that been? Tell us a little bit. Tell me a little bit.
I'll tell you that after.
Yeah. Okay.
It blew up. It got wild, and it was just like I get recognized on the street sometimes. Like, oh, you're the guy from
That's
TikTok.
kind of sick.
We're in Montreal. We're in Montreal.
She leaves.
Wait, we're in Montreal. And she goes, if someone fucking recognizes you here, I'm walking home. I think it took 30 minutes at the first event for me to
No.
It's not like it's an influencer event where I'm supposed to be there.
Pretty Ricky. We're
at
man.
like
Mr. Chin.
We're at Bar St. George.
Mr. fucking Chin. What did you think?
Don't even get.
Have you seen that? That photo's crazy. It's the reason why I have a coach and I'm on TRT now, man.
We
I'm
talked
telling
about
you.
the other week.
So
but we're 5 minutes into Bar George. Biggest party on like the Friday night.
Right.
We're sitting there. We're walking around. I'm like, Ricky, if someone recognizes you, I'm fucking running home. Like I am not doing this.
She said that, and then like
30 minutes later. Oh my God, you're Ricky from TikTok. I said, okay,
Shut up.
I'm leaving. I was like, I can't be here.
Wow.
10 minutes later. Oh my God, are you Ricky from TikTok? Oh my God, are you Ricky from TikTok?
And as we're leaving, we're laughing about it, right?
That's epic. That's going to be the name of this episode.
And then,
Ricky from TikTok.
The name of this episode, I thought about it. The name is of the pals go down a walk down memory lane with Sean.
That works, man.
Yeah. So we're leaving. She has to pee or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're leaving, and you hear these girls in the back of that. There's like a group of 5 of them. They're like, "Oh my god, that's that guy. That's Ricky. Go say hi. Go say hi. Go."
Shut up.
Get down. I'm like, technically, these all count too. It was really
Yeah.
funny. Anyway, so that last week was my first really bad weeks. Literally since
2021. Okay.
And that's why it sucked. And I was like, we're talking about like since COVID, my life's been fucking crazy fun, crazy good. Like I've met the coolest fucking people. Like the podcast, we're still doing it. We have our ups and downs, but we're meeting amazing people.
So it was just like a ride. Like from COVID, you did well, and then you when things got normal, you were just like the vibe continued.
Yeah, it didn't stop because I'm just like, I always think, and I think COVID really exemplified it. Was like, if I die tomorrow, do I want to not die knowing I did nothing, or that I binge watch a TV show by myself?
Right.
That's why even this condo, I was telling you how I hate being here. Like part of the reason I hate being here is because when I'm here by myself doing nothing, I feel like I'm wasting my life.
Facts.
So then the other part is, okay, if I don't want to be here, what do I do when I'm here? You go out. And where do you go? King West. And you drink, you party,
you step
whatever.
outside. And
and it's like, it's easy to go out here. Like,
oh my God, man.
Right?
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
Detrimental.
So I said, I hate being here. Like, when we have the pod, good. After the pod, we go for walks or we grab a bite to eat somewhere, and then then we'll carry on. And by that time, it's 12 o'clock. It's ready for bedtime, right?
Yeah.
So the COVID was great to me, and this all of 22 was amazing to me.
Wow.
Yeah, man, wild.
See, that's great to hear because, like, I mean, I suppose the downturn of the story is not for everybody, but for a lot of us, the guys who went nuts on COVID, like I went nuts, and like I got smacked in the face with reality because the story I told you before was the first round, and then the second round was, I'm like, okay, we're shutting down again, so I'm like, I'm out. Like I moved to Miami, I shipped my car down there. I'm like, I wind up business. I'm like, bro, I'm just doing it again. Like, I'm on a fucking wave until the business switches. And in my business, there's a big difference between a purchase and a lease. And you know as well as anybody, like you spend enough time in Miami, like you shred some money out there. And I it's always funny, like not to plug in real estate, but like when you talk, if you actually like off the mic talk to realtors, 90% of them, like in like our demographic, I mean, and you'll be like, yo, what's your one regret from COVID? Like they'll almost all say, they'll be like, yo, I wish I saved more money. And like, I mean, I know I'm guilty of that. And like, I've talked to a bunch of guys who are like, fuck, because it was like we struck gold kind of like, and you just never thought it was going to end, And then like when it did, and then like obviously interest rates and yada, yada, yada. But like, it was kind of a mind fuck because you're so used to like,
all these deals
all
in.
my clients who are realtors are just like, oh my God, I'm doing so well. And I've been on the phone with them in the past couple months. They're like, it's not going to be as good of a year. It's not going to be as good of a year. It's not going to be as... I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally had the same conversation
okay.
with
Like,
my
let's
accountant.
just keep going.
And like my accountant's like a really good family friend of like one of my best friends. And we were at his wedding last year, and I'm like in the ocean with the accountant, actually. Amazing, beautiful human being named Yasha. And we're just swimming, and like swimming in
life's good
in Saint Martin, I mean, it wasn't like I was taking the 2 connection flight to get there, but like, but I was there.
You're not flying to Miami for Carbone,
no more of that,
You're fucking flying to eat at fucking Eastside Marriott's.
Like I was down, but like
Olive Garden,
and like we're just swimming. He's like, so how was it? So I'm telling him about the up of the story, and then I'm like, Yasha, man, I think like I'm gonna need your services. Like, I need some help.
You got to find me some money.
Yeah, like right now, I'm like, it's not going to be good. Like, I mean, I'm just like, but I realized in that, I guess, like, it sounds nuts because I'm fucking 36, but everybody, I suppose, has those, like, realizations, epiphanies, and you're just like, I was on such a high, and I was just riding it so much that actually I was neglecting my business. I was neglecting, to be honest, like, it's funny, like like this saying, like you feel like $1 million. Like you don't need $1 million to feel like that.
Oh yeah,
you really don't, right? And like I definitely took that feeling so far, and where I felt like $1 million all the time. All the while, I was like, I almost lost sight of like, hey, like that's great and all, but like still try to, get the $1 million. Like I kind of ignored my hustle, which I never really do instinctively. So. The 2022, that's why I like to hear other people's stories, because I like to be surrounded by progressive energy. I find the older that I get, it's always cool to listen to people be like, yo, I killed it, and then like I killed it again, instead of like the ups and the downs.
So one thing that we were talking about, like the culture and how I'm like, I feel like everyone's just kind of living right now. And I was gonna say this, but I didn't. I feel that so many people I talk to are very like so happy with their lives and like doing well. And I feel it's because of us. So like, how's everything with you? I'm like, fuck, man, I haven't had a bad week in fucking 2 years, or things are going great for me. I feel like when they hear that, they think of their positive energy too, and their like the positive. I don't want to say my positive energy moves to other people, but sometimes like, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I'm having a fucking shit week, or you know, hey, maybe life's not that good for me. Like when someone else is so positive, and maybe that's a bad thing because sometimes maybe they might hide it. I don't know, but at the same time, I feel like everybody around me is doing really well. Yeah, I have like maybe one friend that I have to check in on every now and then. But even him, I feel like he's doing pretty fucking well too.
You know, I have issues like with people around me. Like I want them to be happy, which is like even more at F1. We're at the race. Yeah, I love the race. I love going to the Grand Prix. Like I actually enjoy
I heard it was so good. Tell me about it.
But like I enjoy.
You're a great guest, by the way.
You actually
You're
are.
a great guest. He's like, tell me about it. How was that? You even did it earlier. Like, oh, TikTok. Tell me about it. Fucking guy, eh? Fucking guy. Are you sure you haven't done this before?
Never. That's amazing.
But I enjoy being at the race. And Ricky was sitting there like this, like just like miserable. And I'm like, okay, like it's okay. Like let's have fun. Do you want to drink? Like what do you want? Like be happy, be happy. Because for me, it's not about. It doesn't affect my mood because I'm happy. I just want the people around me to have fun. Yeah. And like that's just like if they're not having fun, that means I'm doing something wrong. Like they should be having the best day of their lives. Yeah. Like they're with me.
That's an insecurity, actually.
Okay, well, I'm admitting it.
Right.
Oh, the first thing is admitting it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I can't even remember what I was going to say.
No, I was just talking about how like your energy and you want people to have fun.
Well, no, that's the thing. I just feel like I talk to you so often that even though last week I had like one of like the best weeks of the summer. We had F1, then I had all my like best friends' birthdays. Sweet. Which I was having such a good time, but then he was miserable, and I'm like trying to call him, trying to get him happy. Yeah. But then it was like, oh, should I be having this fun because he's so miserable? But I did have that much fun. Right. So I realized I don't need you to be happy all the time.
100%. And I always say this. And so Danny sends me cookies on the Saturday. And like I wasn't answering the door. Like I'm at my parents' house. Frank's at the house. Like I don't answer the door. I'm in my own world. Like, someone's ready. Not for me. I don't give a fuck. You knock on the door, leave it. I got no deliveries coming for me. Yeah. So I'm downstairs. I'm trying to have my first workout. Right. Again, I got one leg.
Of course. Night.
So I'm working on this. I'm just like doing light weights. Just like basically weighted stretches at this point. She's like, anything come to your door? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, she definitely bought me popcorn, a cake, or cookies. And I almost text her, I'm like, if you bought me junk food, I'm going to lose it. I'm like, send me a fucking salad. I go upstairs, they're cookies. Mind you, I know I gained the 8 pounds at this point.
I feel you,
so I'm fucking cheese.
I didn't know that because he didn't talk to me.
And then there's cookies, and I'm like, I got your cookies, like, thank you. So I eat one, obviously. It's fucking delicious. So I eat another one. Next thing you know, I've eaten 3. Stopped my fucking workout.
100%.
I'm done working out now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, since I'm at the kitchen eating these cookies, let me make a bowl of popcorn too. Since I'm there. Those chicken wings that I didn't finish yesterday, might as well finish them now because I ain't no fucking quitter.
Portion control is all I have to say for that.
It is impossible.
Portion control.
Once you get a taste.
No, I'm okay with that.
Dude, my parents didn't raise a quitter. Whatever's there, I gotta finish.
That's it.
My sisters make fun of me. I'm the type of person to someone bring like a good snack and like dessert.
You can't say no.
I will have a bite. Wrap it up. Put it away for later.
You have like mental issues.
I'm amazing.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked
I
up.
have like killed, but it's because I don't want it.
If I see
put a burger in front of me, it's gone.
If something's on the table,
sweets, no, I'm good.
If something's on the table that just even if I don't love it, if it's on the table, I have to finish it.
Dude, like it was my birthday last week. My girlfriend. Since I'm shouting, I gotta shout her out too. She's a great baker, so she bakes.
What'd she bake?
I always tell her I want fucking banana. Like I like banana. I love baked goods. I'm a whore for them. I just don't like doing it myself because I'm in this constant state of like trying to lose weight. Right? So
are we all?
You're right. It's a mental complexity. I'm like I can't be in the kitchen cooking bad shit, but I will eat it if it's around. So she comes through. She gives me this beautiful cake. I'm lucky enough that Chanel and Kirby both live on my floor. So anytime if I'm cooking her something bad. Because I'm trying to be on this diet right now. So like if I cook pasta for her, instead of eating it, I'll divide it into Tupperwares and leave it outside their doors. And she gave me
that's like really nice.
Yeah, she gave really nice of you.
It sounds really nice. Like it's really like it's
doing it for the wrong reason.
I'm doing it for the wrong reason.
The idea is nice.
But the idea is nice. So but the same thing. It was like she cooked this huge cake. I like blow the candles out. I have a bite. Then I have like 9. Then I'm like, well, I guess I should just like have a cheat meal. This was on my birthday. I like this year. I'm like, yo, I woke up and I exercised for like 7. I went on like I did like 80,000 steps. I I did like 2 berries. I was like, I don't want to go nuts.
Oh.
And
That was a
then-
different birthday.
And then this cake comes out, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm done.
I fucking get it.
You know, it's like it's so hard to say no.
I want to ask something, and I think I've asked this to you, Dan, before. If you do a good deed for a selfish or a wrong reason, is it still a good deed? Yes or no?
Yes, because somebody recently told me that what matters more than intention is action.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Great answer.
That's actually a really good answer.
Great answer.
Yeah.
And
That
so
would be
someone
mine.
said no. So I've asked someone this question. I can't remember who it was recently. And they said no. If you did it for selfish reasons, you did it for the wrong reasons. No, it's not a good deed. For a good deed, it's got to have good intentions. And I said, okay, I give a homeless guy $100 because I want to get views on TikTok or YouTube. Wrong reason why I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it for the views. I'm doing it
Right.
for personal gratification. Do you think the fucking homeless guy cares why I did it?
No.
No, this homeless dude's
No,
happy. He's
but
got
this I think
$100.
this is what we actually talked about this on the podcast the other time, but I even said like it's still a good deed, but it can also be a reflection on someone's character.
Right. Okay.
No, but
Gotcha.
I
So
like
it
your
can
answer.
no, your answer is good, but it can be also it's a reflection. It could
What'd
be
you
like your
say?
type of
Let's see yours
personality.
I said it's true. Honestly, like somebody told me recently that what matters more than intention is action.
I need to remember that.
Because I always
Yeah,
like,
but it's like when someone says actions speak louder than words.
yeah, but like,
Kinda similar.
It's the same.
I think you know what? I think I think a lot of people, like, depending on how much you resonate with those types of sayings. Like for me, sayings that are introduced in social conversations are always like a median for introspection. So like if we're gonna go like right now, like we just went from like nostalgia to like introspection. So now we're gonna share opinions on some deeper shit, right? And I think when you get into that, like people have a position on how they feel about those things. But the revelation that comes from speaking with other people about it is that you realize where you're wrong, right? And I think that when it comes to something like, you know, actions or intentions, like I think it's so proverbial to ask questions that are uncomfortable, because if you don't lie, you're always learning.
Yeah.
But if you talk shit, like, you know what I mean? Like all the smartest people I know, like they talk shit because they deflect all the time, right? Because you don't want to lose your power of bullshit almost, right?
But it's also like okay to be wrong in this sense because then you're learning.
Exactly. And I think like again, like look like we went from London to here, and it's like that's why the shit you do is ill, because you know now everybody's just vibing,
Man, I
right?
feel like I say this every fucking episode, but this is one of my favorite episodes recently. Like, I feel like I've been saying
To be
it,
honest,
I feel like I say it almost every
I've like
fucking
only
episode.
been in this position on the podcast since like the middle of May, and
Right.
even then, like I've missed a couple here and there because like I just didn't have
Whatever.
them booked. And this is actually one of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah. It's like we almost did. You know what's so funny? So when we started the podcast,
Right.
me and George, so we did it together, me and him. Our first guest was an Olympic athlete, an Olympic gold medalist named Eric Radford, figure skater.
Right.
We Googled the shit out of this dude, and it wasn't a conversation. It was an interview. We were like, okay, you know, you start at 16, you won your first thing. Tell us about that. Oh, well, then, and he'll say, okay, and then by that was when you got your first Olympics at 20, and you silver medal. Like, you know, how was that different? And it was, we led the conversation through his life by asking him like specific questions.
Right.
It was very interview style.
Okay, gotcha.
And then as our goal was to stay away from interviews. We don't have preset questions. We don't have a fixed agenda. It's kind of
Right.
like, yeah, we have a couple points we might want to talk about. Like today, the only point that I was going to talk about was real estate. I feel like that's the part we talked the least about.
Yeah.
But the thing about this, like, we basically took a little history. Like, we walked down memory lane, started in 2012. We did that till 2017. Talked a little bit about real estate, how you got
Yeah,
into that.
yeah.
Then we talked about COVID 2020.
You know what?
Now
I
we're
don't-
talking about like futuristic.
Yeah,
I don't think
of
we've
course.
ever actually been this deep into COVID with a guest before, even
No.
during COVID.
But
Right.
yeah, like I feel like we just even now.
But I
we
think
got
it's 'cause
deep
we're
into
so
it, but
far-
We talked about like the positivity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I just
for
think we're so
sure.
far out from it now that like even like during COVID,
Yeah.
you tried to avoid it as much as possible.
Right.
No one wanted to talk about it. Now people look back at it, they're like, "What the fuck did
Yo,
we
what'd
just
you
do?"
Like, how did it affect you? All three of
Yeah.
us agreed that it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Like
I
no,
mean-
well I admit there was bad parts about it. Like there were some days I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
But then there's other days I'm like, okay, like I'm actually like so happy right now, and it made me build relationships with people that I didn't have before COVID.
Right. No, for sure. sensitive topics, man. I mean,
It is. It's a very sensitive
it's very
topic.
sensitive. You know, I honestly, I feel everything's. I think that was a great COVID was preparation from a social
For what's happening right now.
perspective. Now everything's fucking sensitive.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
that's why, like, you know,
Man,
like
we
before
can-
the show, you're like, yo, like, is there anything you don't want to talk about? And it's like, which is obviously like respectable and fair, but like, I was like thinking about that even after I said no, I'm open to anything. It's like, it's not so much like.
There's some shit we're gonna talk about after the pot. Now that you brought this up, because
Right.
I got some fucking.
Well, I just
I'm
think like
ready
one
to
of the
fucking-
No, but it's like, it's
No,
not
no, but,
even
like,
me.
one of the
In my
biggest-
head, I'm like, I can't, even if I want to talk, like, if I want to talk, let's just say, like, I think, I fucking love talking about politics. I don't think it's wrong. I'm not going to make this, I'm not going to politicize my buddy's show, but I think there's a loss of intellect when you don't
See,
discuss, you know, structural
that's the
institutions.
difference. I grew up saying like you don't talk about politics at the dinner table.
Right.
Like it's just a thing. Doesn't matter who you're with.
Sure.
My like family, we go to the cottage every weekend at the summer. You bring up politics, we all
Right.
have different opinions. We're all grown up by the same.
Right.
Like, we all were raised by the same people.
Right.
But at the same time, we all have different viewpoints.
Right.
It can start fights. So that's just how I was raised. Would I like to talk about it? Am I interested in certain like
Right.
topics that we can talk about? Yes. But as soon as you say one wrong thing, someone can look at you differently, especially when it comes to politics, religion, anything like that.
But the thing is that we live
And
in
it
a.
sucks.
The reason why I was thinking about that was like I love politics. Like I never politics as a singular concept. I don't think anybody fucking likes because it's polarizing, right? And it separates people, right? But everything,
literally meant to be,
everything right now is it is politicized, right? And I think that's the problem is that every conversation is now inherently become uncomfortable. Like traditional means of being like, oh shit, like, yo, I really want to know what you feel about like, you know, what that guy wore last night, or like how fucked up that idiot talked about, or what do you feel about that music? Was that whack? Was that cool? Like, I think we're so fortunate because we have so many means to communicate and we're so interconnected, but I think we're so fucking held back because I think we all miss like a genuine honesty because everybody feels responsible for what they're going to say before they say it.
So this is actually funny what you just
Like-
said. So we were at an award show the other week.
Right.
And Ricky was interviewing some of the award winners.
Okay.
And I told him before, I'm like, do not ask the women what they're wearing because it is a faux pas on a red carpet to ask women what they're wearing if you're not going to ask the men the same question.
Right.
Within
Like-
5 seconds, third woman comes up. Ricky's like, oh my God, I love your outfit.
Yeah, but tell
What
me
are you
about
wearing?
it.
Tell me.
Fucking right.
He goes,
Like-
tell me about it. And for him, I knew it was Ricky and it was a genuine thing he was
It was,
asking.
for sure. Of
that
course
he
it
wanted
was.
to know what she was wearing.
Yeah.
And I looked back and I'm like, we just talked about you not saying this. And it was just because
It's my fucking show. I can do it.
Yeah.
but it's just something like you see that on the red carpet, and if that's how it became like the cancel culture that I cannot stand.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy.
That was something that came up during the past couple of years, and it's destroyed people's lives.
Yeah.
And then remember, I was talking to one of the guys after, and he said, "Well, don't you see my belt buckle? I got it at so and so. Blah blah blah."
I'm gonna wear it to Calgary Stampede.
Right.
Man, guys, there was one point I looked. I was like, "Hey, this is you. You went on a good spot." I was like, "That's a good spot to end it." And then you chimed in. I was like, "Fuck, all right, let's keep going."
Right.
But we are at that point where
Right.
we're at the 85-minute mark.
Oh,
give or
shit.
take. So we should wrap this up. Sean, before we
Ricky
wrap
just
up-
wants to talk off air.
No, not
He's just like ready to go off
literally
air
try
right
not-
now.
We try not to go past 60 minutes just because like the number usually viewership
Yeah,
is
I
lower.
bet,
But-
man.
So it's like
Listen.
even the episodes we used to do long ones. I'm like, we should split them up, but like splitting up doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Anyways. Anything else you want to like get off your chest? Anything else?
You know what?
What's the year look like for you or something?
Carbone.
So,
Yeah.
you know what? I always say it's peaks and valleys. Actually, what I really think is most representative is like there's the scene in the movie Blow where like when he loses everything, he's like when everything's as sick as it could be, like it's not, and when it's as low as it could be, it's not. And like that's kind of that's where like I'm at for sure. But I feel like I think it's okay for people who are at that place to be like, yo, like tomorrow's a better day.
Yeah.
Because the people who are doing better than you, like when they share that with you, then you know that can happen for you, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's something about being humbled in this overly mainstream materialistic fucking world that we live in that is really, it's like a gravitational pull. So the happiness when you're like, man, I'm just fucking happy, you know, like everything, every day has been amazing. It's like all the shit that I would categorize as me having like an off year or a bad time, yo, every day of the last year has been amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the sentiment that, like, I think. And that, honestly, I would love to be on the show again because
Fuck yeah.
this was fucking fun.
This
as hell.
was.
This is
You
a
know what,
vibe.
Sean? I was not expecting to have this much fun today.
I think we need like end of the summer, post summer, see what we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A recap.
You know? I mean, I love it. I think this is great, man. And
Sean,
I just
man.
appreciate you guys for having me on.
No, thank you for being a great fucking guest. You were Sean. I was not expecting you to do this good, man. Like, honestly, like, we're catching up to it. I'm like, okay, like I'm enjoying this. Right? Because we're chatting off air, like getting ready, and like, I'm like, okay, you know, that's what I was expecting the conversation to be. You know, a good catch up.
Right.
But fuck, this was fun.
But I've also never seen you so happy, like speak so fast going down memory lane.
Yeah, we were just going.
Like at one point I was like, hey, I'm just going to be mute this episode.
Nostalgia really feels great, though. It does.
Sean, before we wrap up, if people want to find out more about you, real estate, what you're doing, where can they go? How can they find you?
I mean, Sean Chase Inc. is my Instagram. You know, I'm kind of all over the. Find me on King Street. Find me all around. Give me a shout. Yeah,
We'll tag yourself in that.
Tag my shit. Like, I feel like such a loser because I'm really just here to vibe out.
Yeah,
like I'm all on that.
Someone listens to like, yo, Sean's my vibe. I give you fucking home too.
You know, I mean, listen, like everybody's got a realtor. Like, I'm all good with all that stuff. I just wanted to come.
Yeah, but
hang
Sean's
out.
our pal now, so you're gonna reach out to Sean.
You know, like check out this media because at the end of the day, support people who push the culture. Because every name drop tonight supports and pushes the culture. And I think that's what's important. That's why we like nostalgia, because I got some bad memories that I don't give a fuck to remember about. But I always remember the boys and the pals and the people from London because they were special dudes because they never stopped trying. And I think that's the sentiment that we should roll into the summer with and be like, keep going. Like, you're about to do your Ironman, like, fuck, I'm not, but I'm gonna try to do another marathon. So, you know, like let's just feed off that good energy. And I think that's what you bring, you know, and I was happy that I got to take in 88 minutes of.
I don't even want to say anything. That's a great way to end the episode.
And that's it. Thanks for watching.
Peace, guys.